Welcome, everybody!
Whoop.
And we will begin very, very shortly. I wanted to add one quick thing. This show is in partnership and sponsored by AlchemyRPG. What that means is that we're utilizing their platform to play Siren's Call, which is our version of Lore of Aetherra. This is the first section, the Lost Druid. I believe there will be more to come.
Yes.
We want to make it very clear and transparent how we plan to do this. Yes, AlchemyRPG sponsors this show. It's amazing. We're playing it on their platform. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's cinematic. I also know that it is currently, what's the word? It's not playtest, it's beta? Or what's,
Beta?
Is it in beta mode?
I think technically this is called early access. I'm not sure if others can
Early
get
access.
it yet. So.
Thank you. Yes, it's open now for early access to everybody. You can make an account. I forgot. We're gonna do a giveaway this stream, by the way, guys. Hey, surprise! But we're gonna give away. I think today we're gonna give away a lovely T-shirt of the Lore of Aetherra. Beautiful. You see the cover, Dimples? Do you want to hold it up one more time for us? Do you have the book in front of you still?
Oh yeah.
You see that beautiful art back there? That is on the T-shirt. It's gorgeous. So we're gonna give that away tonight. But we also, at some point, are also gonna give away a free 1-month subscription to the platform and things like that. So check it out. If it's something that you're interested in, feel free to make that account, and maybe later on you can win a free subscription and all that good stuff. But back to what I was saying. The important point that we want to say here is, as a individual, as a brand, and ourselves, we are not going to just be fawning over this platform and being like, oh my god, it's so beautiful, without also pointing out flaws. We are honest. We're going to review it honestly. We're going to play it honestly. It is in the works. They're updating it constantly. They're fixing things constantly. When I first opened this app, it is completely different than what it is right now, and it has a lot more access and different things. So it is constantly evolving. Just because we point something out and say, oh man, this could be really useful if it had this, doesn't mean that it won't eventually have that thing. But I hope that you can rely on us to give our honest opinion on it, regardless, and know that that's what's going to happen regardless. So amazing. Okay. That was my disclaimer. Whew. Now I'm nervous. Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready for this? Let's go.
Deep breaths, everybody.
Okay. Oh, hey, I'm not push to talk. That's cool. Look at that. Within the world of Aetherra, amid the expansive broken top mountains, a caldera occupies the remains of Mount Tessera, I knew I was going to fuck that up. Mount Tessera, which exploded eons ago with volcanic fury, smoke, and ash. But as the ages passed, rainwater filled the caldera, creating a massive body of water that came to be named Crystal Lake. The very top of the mountain lies in the center of the lake, forming an island. Unfathomably deep, the lake contains abundant marine life, and towns sprung up and grew strong on the bounty they pulled from the waters. Eventually, a small group of fisherfolk traveled to the island to start a new life, and that group soon became a village. That village grew to be a town and then a city until the marvelous metropolis of Fano spread to every corner of the island. But my friends, we're not in the past. We're in the present. And the once magnificent city of Fano now rests on the edge of oblivion. The 3 factions that rule this fair city are on the brink of open warfare. The Order of Spira has turned its military strength against its own citizens. The city and lake live under a plague of merqua, a violet algae-like substance that has transformed urban wildlife into violent predators, resulting in an economic downturn felt most by the destitute. For you 4, however, sure, the city has fallen from grandeur, but there's still a sizable amount of coin to be made for those willing to get their hands dirty. Now, speaking of you 4, before we find ourselves with wind in our hair, or fur, sorry, David, and the rolling waves of the lake beneath our feet. I want to see how you guys got here. All right, going into the past just a little bit. Catch us up real quick. The camera pans over the twisted spires of mountains clothed in emerald pinery towards the east, and zooms into the woods just on the outskirts of the city of Red Rock. We see a small cottage, innocuous perhaps at first glance, nestled in between dense trees and foliage, but as we settle on this location and get a better look, certain details stand out to us. A discerning eye may note that the herbs and spices hanging out to dry in the sun contain a collection of stinging nettle, bitter nightshade, and poison hemlock. The small clearing out in front of the cottage seems to be missing any welcoming pathway where one might enter or leave from. And in fact, the small, low stone, mossy wall that curves around the clearing seems to be the only thing that stops the dense thicket of thorny bramble that surrounds the space from encroaching further. An abrupt noise snaps our attention to the rounded wooden door of the cottage as it slams open, and an angry young woman storms out. Anne, why don't you describe your character for us?
Is a sort of medium height, medium build, but very holds herself like the world is out to get her type of person. She is wrapped in burgundies and pinks and purple traveling clothes and scarves, and she wears leather armor. She has this sort of magenta bob that's like messy and fades to white tips, and her skin is this sort of light lavender shade. And she certainly stands out because her flower crown is not indeed a crown at all. It is a witch's turn that grows out in vines from the back of her head and winds itself sort of to points near her cheeks, sprouting with thorns and also budding flowers as well. And those flowers seem to breathe with her as she sits seething in this grove here, turning her back on the cottage, her eyes open, and you see sort of lavender eyes, angry, staring forward.
Amazing. Hex, you glance back into the cottage after storming out, and with perhaps a mixture of frustration and that like back of your neck itch of fear that you can never fully shake, you see following you out is a slightly hunched grandmother figure, limping slowly but unshaken from your outburst. She shakes her head and smiles as she moves to check on some of the drying herbs. Continue to run from town to town, Granny comments casually with that nonchalance that does nothing to soothe your frustration. Granny will always find you. A deal was struck long ago that ties you to me. You know it's true. Oh, wait, no. You know it's true. Just kidding.
Serves to Granny all along.
Same.
Take off the mask. It was me.
So sorry. It was me all along. You know it's true, though, Hex. Each of your attempts so far has ended in failure. So, what now? How can things be different this time?
Deal, you say? A deal was struck. So let me make a better one.
You see her take a deep breath and turning to face you, still smiling unbroken. In fact, the smile grins wider into a yellow toothy grin. Well now, are you sure, dear? You do help me so when bothersome folk come knocking. Do you really want to leave your mother all alone?
I'm not your child. I want to be free.
For the first time, you see Granny frown. I am the closest thing you have ever had to a mother, and don't you forget it. She kind of snaps before composing herself again. Very well. You want to go off and find answers? Where will you even go? Do you know where your so-called parents went off to? No. A deal, then, like you say. I'll tell you where you can go looking. If you bring me back something while you're out. Fair?
More than fair, she says, her entire demeanor changing, and she grasps her grandmother's hands and places her forehead against them, and she says, if what you say is true, that you'll let me go to seek my fortune and seek the truth, then, well, it's the least I could do to bring you back a little something from the market, so to speak.
It's a deal, then, she says with finality. You know what that means. Go to Fano. And while you're there, learn about this Merquois that seems to plague them, its arcane properties, and its potential uses. She holds her cane in both hands, and as she lifts it, you look at her for a moment before she strikes it down onto the ground. In a flash that makes you kind of instinctively protect your eyes, you blink and find yourself somewhere else. Alone in the forest, no brambles, no cottage, no granny anywhere in sight. With little other option, you find yourself setting off on your journey. First stop, the city of Fano. As we zoom up and away from these woods, leaving behind the shrinking figure of Hex, we pass over the lake once again to the northwest. Once again, sailing over sparkling waters until we notice a looming, massive wall built into the side of the mountains that seems to travel for miles along the shoreline, and it casts a shadow over the vast, sparkling basin of Crystal Lake. We see the small dockside town of Fox and Era grow larger, only to continue just past it to a small outcropping of land that juts into the lake. Here, a small monastery resides, the worshippers of Deep Shashelis. Probably gonna butcher that pronunciation. And as we see an assortment of elves move about, tending to crops, reading, talking, we focus on one sea elf who seems to be rubbing his temples in frustration. He drops his hand and hi, Waffles. He drops his hand and looks around again. Baron, his surprisingly booming voice carries far. Baron, what trouble have you gotten yourself into today? Luck. The familiar voice of your father figure, Rillatar, carries through to your ears over the sound of the waters below you. Because indeed, you seem to have found yourself about halfway down the cliffside. And as you look back up, the way you came, you wonder if perhaps this wasn't the most secure of options. But then you look back down at like the basket of laundry that you nicked from the monastery and think about like how great would it be if you could just get to some of that algae and accidentally dye everyone's clothes green. Like, come on.
Green is the premier color, after all.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Your thoughts are cut off, though, as you hear Rillatar's voice again, this time much clearer. Baron, do you have a death wish? You look up and see Rillatar staring right down at you. Now, as Rillatar's eyes catch your own, why don't you describe your character to us?
Yeah. So I guess in this current situation, very precariously perched on like an outcropping of rock, probably on a path that he's traveled many, many times. 'Cause I think Locke spends a lot of time looking out over the ocean, dreaming of days of the past. I don't know. But what you would see is a fairly a little bit stockier than average Harengon, but a little bit shorter, a little bit broader chested than most Harengon. He's clearly had a life of a lot of manual labor. Black and white fur, very long ears that he takes probably the most amount of pride in. A lot of earrings. Yeah, earrings going all the way up. He's wearing simple clothes right now. Not much armor. Probably just some like simple monastery clothes of like probably purple and like deep ocean colors. And he just kind of looks up at Rilatar, and I think just very slowly he realizes he's not coming down here. So he just smiles, just like the most shit-eating grin you could probably think of. It's like, yeah, hope you didn't have any of your underwear in here.
Well, the jig is up, so to speak, at this point. As you're caught red-handed,
works, yeah.
red pod,
Yeah.
with the basket of laundry. Perhaps with a grumbling sigh, or some not so much as frustration, but like, fine. You make your treacherous way.
Rilatar.
Yeah, exactly. This time, you make your treacherous way back up. There's a lot of be carefuls that are called out from above, but when you do finally climb back up onto the grassy top, you can't help but notice the weary lines of stress on Rilatar's face and the tension in his shoulders. He lets out yet another sigh as he clocks the basket of laundry. Do I want to know where you're going to do with that, Baron?
Oh, I was just going to fold it, Rilatar. Don't worry. I've put all my mischievous ways behind me, and I've decided to become a upstanding citizen of this monastery. I was going to fold it, totally.
He puts a hand on your shoulder. Locke. And then he kind of like stops and tries to start again. You know you've always have a home here, should you want it. But I see you struggling to find your place. I believe that the questions you have will be answered by Shoshelis in time, but perhaps you need something more to occupy your days. He seems to kind of be dancing around his point, clearly worried and a little uncomfortable, but not wanting to offend you.
I think Locke would put the basket down and actually, like, you see his demeanor kind of change just a little bit, and he would just look Rilatar right in the eyes and be like, you know you can talk to me, right?
He kind of squeezes your shoulder a little bit. I know. And I hear Fano has many opportunities these days. Perhaps your penchant for finding trouble, he kind of eyes the basket, will serve you well there? He kind of teases gently, but looks a little bit more seriously at you again. Kind of squares up, facing you a little bit more. Set out on your own adventure for a bit. I pray it will bring you more success in your search for your old crew than we had. But most importantly, I hope it brings you some peace in yourself.
I think, not Rilatar, I think Locke just smiles at that, and he says, yeah, I think peace might be kind of nice for once. You said Fano?
Yes. I think all sorts of work is being offered there, but be safe, Baron. Yes, no more sailing through storms and washing ashore monasteries.
No promises with
Gives
that.
you like a wan smile.
Mhm.
But you see the smile. It does very little to cover the look of care and concern that he seems to truly have for you. And as he looks away and out over the cliff, you follow his gaze to see off in the distance the shape of a city in the middle of the lake, breaking the line of the horizon.
Mhm.
You feel your heart beat a little quicker in your chest at the thought of being back on the water, at the thought of a new adventure.
And just last thing, I think Locke would put his arm around Rilatar, just sort of in like a camaraderie stance, and then whisper, be like, "You might not want to eat the soup tonight. I got into it earlier." And
Yes.
that's it.
Yes. And we don't get to see Rilatar's face as the camera takes off again from behind. Back across the waters east to Indarasia. The camera zooms in to the affluent city, where Indarasian flags wave proudly from multiple terraces and towers. But as we twist and turn through the cobbled streets, we spy a young man running down a side street, chased by two other individuals. He makes a quick turn into another side street before nimbly hopping over a low white stone wall into what looks to be like a building's front garden. We notice as he makes this jump that he does so with one hand and the other seems to be cradling and like carefully protecting some kind of bundle wrapped in cloth. As he jumps into this garden, he quickly crouches low behind a large flowering bush and tries to quiet his heavy breath. Amir, please describe what this crouching figure looks like.
So, Langston is a half-elf. Stands about 6 feet tall, slim, muscular, built kind of like Michael B. Jordan, I suppose. Has facial hair, and hair is up top with fade in the bottom. And the top of his hair is strangely the same color as this dragon, as is his eyes. He wears a green cloak and hood over a set of scale armor, the gold clasp sort of set around the neck. And he's holding in this bundle a small sapphire dragon.
One point of clarity, which is that your hair is striking blue, but your eyes are not yet.
Huh?
We hear the running of footsteps of your pursuers get louder as they round the same corner that you just did. And there seems to be a pause as they slow down, having lost sight of their pursuit. One voice calls out, panting, where'd he go? And the second kind of answers, I don't know, but hells, there's no way that thing was in Darcy. What was it? And they seem to be rather close. But you dare not even sneak a peek in case that gives away where you are right now. Instead, you stare down at the bundle in your arms that seems to have grown tired of staying still, we'll say. And you watch it try to wriggle out of the blanket you threw over it. A small blue snout pokes out. And the forked tongue kind of flicks out, tasting the fresh air as it makes a low rumbling noise and shakes its head. And the blanket slides the rest of the way off. And you stare down at the slightly annoyed, slightly expectant look of a baby blue dragon.
Listen, you can't step out yet. Gotta hide. I understand. I'm trying to protect you till we get out of the city.
It's trying to wriggle out of the blanket even further though, not really caring. It doesn't want to be constrained like this.
Listen, once we get you somewhere nice, I'm gonna take you and you can eat and have a great time. For no, you just have to hide and be quiet.
It kind of chomps its maw at the thought of eat whatever you want.
I don't know. I am speaking in Draconic at the moment.
Perfect. Yes. And you're doing that that barely whisper, not that fake whisper that everybody hears from miles away, but that true, like,
No.
just try to, like, please just don't. Amazing. So you crouch and you watch her like she's looking at you, and as you say this, she seems to be willing to settle down a little bit more. She doesn't like go back in the blanket, but she stops kind of shaking as much and moving about, and she kind of like flicks her tongue out again and seems to just kind of be looking around, seeing if there's anything tasty.
I grab like a ration. I'm just like, take this.
She sniffs it, like a ration not being her favorite food, clearly, but then like crunches it a little bit, like, fine, I'll eat this, but not because I want to. And as you crouch and wait for your pursuers to leave, you can't help but think how close a call this has been. And you stare down at Ida, and a certain realization dawns on you. Not a realization. A confirmation. A truth you perhaps didn't want to realize would be here so soon. Ida was growing. The bigger she grew, the more frequent your trips to the woods to allow her to hunt and explore are going to need to be. The more restless she got, the harder it's going to be to hide her. The voice of your first pursuer interrupts your thought. Well, he had bright blue hair, right? He can't be that hard to find. Let's find some of the guards and have them keep an eye out. The second voice hums like an affirmation as you hear the footsteps begin to recede. Yeah, good idea. I'll ask my dad too. He has a lot of connections. Maybe he knows what family he's from? A cold wave of fear washes over you. You're putting your family in danger like this. They lived comfortable lives. If you were caught, their reputation would suffer. Or maybe they too would be punished for knowingly harboring a non-Indorasian object. Ow. Ida bites your finger. Perhaps offended at being considered an object. Though you only thought it, you didn't say it. But it was only a few weeks ago that she was just that, right? Like a weird geode that Uncle Fred couldn't cut, like Uncle Fred. He could probably help get you out tonight. Again, though, that pang of guilt and discomfort at the thought. You'd have to leave tonight. Jalora would be hurt. She wouldn't understand. But you hear the footsteps recede, and you wait a little bit while longer. Do you have any thoughts particularly in regards to Jalora?
I feel like I'm worried that I'm going to hurt her, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it because right now, keeping everyone safe means me getting away from here, and I can't leave Ida to them. Can't. And also, I gotta find out why she got here, how she got here.
Yeah.
I know Fred will understand. If no one else will, Fred will.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of with this thought, right, that as you hear the footsteps leave and you wait enough time, and you realize, okay, well, you need to get organized quickly. You need to gather some things and seek out the assistance of Uncle Fred. Hopefully Jalora will come to understand. Hopefully your siblings won't resent you for leaving. Hopefully you weren't breaking your parents' heart. But Langston, as you stare down at the expectant blue eyes of Ida in your arms, and the camera begins to zoom out, it doesn't zoom out far enough to not notice Langston's eyes, as with a small, faint glow of magic, your irises shift to a matching bright blue hue. You have questions, and Indorassia is not where you're going to find those answers. It's time to leave, because after all, Ida needs you. And just a little ways to the side. I have goosebumps. What does that tell me?
I've never cared so quickly. That was amazing.
Yes. Just a little ways to the south, we fly back towards the city of Red Rock. We spot along one of the many roads leading into the city a crossroads. There are a few wagons and tents that seem parked and set up around this main thoroughfare. Fun thing about like olden times, like those main thoroughfares, those main crossroads, people would camp out there and set up shop because this was where a lot of commerce would be. So clearly, a well-traveled location like that attracts a variety of folks looking to sell their wares, services in exchange for some coin of passerbys. The camera settles on a series of 3 wagons, strung together to make their own little like moving market. A sign hangs from the side of one of them. It reads, "Knick-knack Shack," for all your tinkering and repair needs. Sitting on a stool, tilted back to precariously use only 2 of its legs, you know the type. A surprisingly intimidating figure rests against the wagon. Waffles, what does this individual look like?
That's me. So you see a rather normal height, I'd say like 5'8", 5'9", very muscular, very buff woman sitting there kind of leaned back in this seat. She has a mix of white and reddish hair. Definitely looks like artificially dyed, like probably from berries or something. And she's just sitting back leaning. She has this large gauntlet in both of her hands, and she's just kind of like looking it over.
And as you sit there fidgeting with this odd-shaped gauntlet thing in your hand, you think back to the previous night. It was your birthday. And your brother Gio had cleverly put together, with like a variety of knickknacks from the knickknacks shack, of course, this sort of like puzzle thing for you. The kid was smart for a 12-year-old. You had to begrudgingly admit that when you look it over for an hour before you actually like figured out, oh, this is one way to use it. But no, your thoughts drift back past that to that small book your mother had given you. It was odd, you noted, not the book, but how she was acting, glancing uncomfortably at your father before handing it to you. That should have been your first clue. You refocus on the present as you hear some quiet murmuring coming from behind the other wagon. So you're not surprised when Gio soon rounds the corner with that awkward, slightly uncomfortable look in his face. But you see him roll his eyes, shaking it off as he approaches you with like an apple. "Think fast," he says before lobbing it at you. You catch it with your free hand with ease. Kind of just raise an eyebrow at him. "Mom wants to know if you're still mad at her," he says with like a shrug before sitting down on the grass next to you. "But I won't play messenger." He kind of raises his voice, pointedly directing it to the other wagon.
Yeah, you see her look up, kind of looking past him to where he's pointing, and says, "Tell her we could just talk tomorrow."
Kind of like nods, but like he's sitting next to you. He's not gonna tell the message right now, maybe later. But then you kind of sigh, remembering her trying to convince you not to read it. You could just wait till tomorrow or later. You don't have to read it now. And your dad giving you that like stern reminder, "Karina, we talked about this." You remember your mother's shoulders kind of slump as you open the book, and the cover, the inside cover the cover that read "The Tinkerer's Trade." But it was the inscription on the inside of that front cover that made you real. My sweet Kiara, it read. I'm sorry I had to leave you. I wish it could be different. I know this doesn't make up for leaving you, but I hope that you can find something useful in this book. It's the only gift I can give you. Know that I love you. And then the signature. The signature that started to be written before being crossed out, followed by simply, Mom. You stared at it, slowly working through everything it meant, and you carefully made out like that one letter through the scribbled out start of a signature, the beginning of a name, the letter K. And then your mother, no, sorry, you're apparently not really your mother, had the audacity to start crying. And when it was she who kept the secret from you. You glance over at Gio, sitting next to you. So he wasn't actually your little brother. And it's the first time that your anger kind of dulls a little bit and sadness takes a stronger hold. It's not like he knew about this either. You see him looking back at you, trying to search your face, trying and failing to conceal his own worry and anxiety.
And Gio knows Kiara at this point, knows that she's not one to talk a lot, but she does stand up and place a hand on his shoulder, looks him in the eye for a second, and says, "It doesn't change the time we've had together." And walks on.
You see him kind of like that. He just doesn't look at you. Kind of like looks down at his lap and in his hands and like tries to occupy them, but you know those words hit home for him. But as you stand up and go looking for your father, or should I say father in quotes, it's not hard to find him. The sound of like the tap, tap, tap from the third wagon gives it away. And you see him tapping carefully as he chisels out into this like large round piece of wood. And he pauses as you approach and regards you with a silent, understanding gaze. Kind of seems to expect what's coming.
And she finds a stool, tips it back on like two of its legs, leans against the counter. Doesn't really look his way, but says, "So did you meet her? Did you know her? Them? Anything?"
Alder nods, glancing down at this project as he kind of just gathers his thoughts before answering. You know by now that you wait for his pauses. Finally, he answers, "Not much," he admits, and you appreciate that there is at least a little regret in his voice. "Only that they mentioned the city of Fano once. They shared little else." Fano. You may have family in Fano. Or at the very least, maybe Fano has more answers for you. You nod to him and turn to go gather your things. "Kiara," he calls, and you pause for a moment to look at him, half expecting him to stop you. But instead, he sighs again and simply says, "Stay safe."
And Kiara's walking away at this point and just kind of throws a hand up and says, "It's K."
And with that, we have seen the start of each of your 4 journeys towards the city of Fano. All right. Woo!
Okay,
did it,
I can
y'all.
breathe.
That was awesome. Y'all have such
My
cool
God.
characters.
Very exciting.
Oh, you.
No, us.
Amazing.
Uno us card.
Okay. Cool, so we're done now, right, guys? We're good? We're just...
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah.
Catch you.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Let's see. Yeah, you know what?
That was fantastic. Also, wait, real quick, Syrup, that was phenomenal.
Super
Well
fun.
Yes.
done.
Yeah.
Well done. That was
Give
great.
yourself props.
Mhm.
I adore writing vignettes. I adore it so much. If that's what I could do all day, there we go. This is what I'll do all day.
Boom.
There it is. There it is.
Okay. So, as we jump back and forth, past, present, we meet up again in the present. As each of you, throughout your various journeys, since we last saw you, have made your way. Looking for work to pay for your passage, pay for your journey, pay for food as you continue to look or go for the thing that each of you look for. You have made your ways in different ports to gather on a ship. And that is where we are right now, on a ship. Actually, you know what I can do, guys? You know what I can do?
What can you do?
What can you do?
I can take us to a new scene on Alchemy.
Oh,
All right,
man.
here we go.
Dang, Alchemy's so
Welcome.
cool.
Welcome to Aetherra. And this is the beautiful view of Fano, which is where you find yourselves approaching.
So cool.
Fishing boats and shipping barges freckle the white-capped ripples and attract manic gulls that swoop down to pluck fish from the chum. And at its center, that island in front of you. An enormous island, the goddess of the lake, and it emerges out of the water, set amid groves of mighty oaks. A substantial city constructed with ivory stonework spreads across the island. In the north, you can see it in the back there, as I lose my placeholder. Gilded towers rise between grassy hills, and a castle of sweeping grandeur stands proudly on a rocky precipice. You watch this from the deck of your ship. The center of the island bustles with activity, with roads and avenues connecting shops to all manner of housing and lush parkland. And then the southern extreme hosts an island of docks and a great harbor accommodating ships from ports across the Grand Lake. And above it all, standing tall and proud, the lighthouse that overlooks its mist-shrouded domain. Folks scurry about, loading fishing boats and trading goods right off the dinghies along the docks. The Lake Sprite, a small transport ship, the small transport ship which you are on, cuts through the frothy tips of the blue water as it approaches in the distance. Golden sunbeams dance on the water's surface as dawn breaks over the city. All right, guys, so here we are.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
My favorite thing. Okay. So you guys are approaching the docks of the southernmost little island bit over here. But here on the deck, it's been a short trip. You've probably traveled, called it midday earlier, and traveled a night on this boat as dawn breaks, and it's now early morning. You each have secured a job when you reach Fano. And this is just a fishing boat that you secured passage on. But you do see, aside from what seems to be the working crew, a couple other travelers. What would you say where would you be found on this ship most often? We'll start with Locke. I'm really curious. Where's Locke on this ship? What shenanigans?
Oh man.
Ideally
My
not in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like nowhere near any kind of soup.
Yeah, no soup. No, not this time. Not this time. My first thought would be the crow's nest, but I think that's probably kind of crowded up there. So I think he's
I think he tried at one point, and the
absolutely.
member was like, "Get the fuck down."
Locke seems like a crow's nest person, honestly.
He can hear everything up there. It's just so much easier. So I think he tried to get up there to the crow's nest and was like probably trying to tell the dude how to do his job. And it's like, to get the hell out of here. And so now he's like very.
If you open your mouth one more time, I will throw you off this crow's nest.
Well, joke's on you. That'd be the second time I've been thrown off a boat. And he just like climbs down. And the
guy's left there like, are you proud of that? And he goes back to like doing his job.
But I think he is like very precariously like basically climbed out on like the front of like the boat where like the figurehead is, like the
bow of the ship.
Yeah. And people are probably like, he's gonna freaking fall off. But he's just like out there like not paying attention to anybody, just like totally just absorbed in the fact that they're sailing again, and he's very excited about that.
Perfect. Hex, have you been on a boat before? Just out of curiosity.
She definitely hasn't. And she is fascinated by the water. And the different she's lived most of her life moving from like woodland town to woodland town, and so she is actually up underneath the bowsprit. There's this netting that I used to sail a tall ship, and I used to be all about that shit, to go climb into the netting and then look up at the bowsprit or like lay face down looking through the netting, because you just like go up and down as you get like super close to the water, cool. And then bounce back up. So she is like up there kind of riding the waves as the bow moves up and down with the motion of the water, and she sees, like, looks over her shoulder and sees Locke up there, and she goes, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And then she has like one of her arrows in her hands, and she stabs down into the water at one of the jumping fish.
Yes. Yes.
And that's
you want to roll for it? Do you want to do the first roll?
Let's roll to kill a fish.
Fishing.
Oh God, I'm sweating so much. Okay, it doesn't even matter.
No pressure.
Okay, no pressure. No pressure. I guess what am I doing? What am I rolling here?
I don't know, DnD. You tell me.
Okay, let's do acrobatics. That seems like a precision strike type of deal. All right, here I go. Boom.
Ooh, 16.
A 16, yeah.
Pathfinder 2e, I'd be like, all right.
Yeah,
but it's not.
So,
decent.
I think decent. I think with that you do. You kind of, because you've been watching these fish for a while.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, you look up at Locke and then you look back down and you're like, and you spear one.
So she spears one and she goes, holy shit, I did it. And she realized, she looks at her hand and it's like a big fish on the end of an arrow, but the arrow is on the other side of this netting. And
I was just about to say, you're just like,
shit.
Now what?
Yeah. And she's just like, oh God, you win this time. And she kind of like shakes the arrow and it pops off into the water again.
I think Locke is very impressed and very just like, dang, this person's really cool. Super into that.
Langston, where are you?
Actually, I think if that fish is like stuck on the arrow and then it goes to pop off, you just see a little blue dragon just swoop and then bite and grab the fish.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And Langston's like, no, you can't. That's somebody else's. Sorry.
It's fine. I mean, honestly, finders, keepers, good job, little buddy.
As you kind of go to like, good job, little buddy, to like towards Ida, like in her general direction, she kind of like snaps the head off the fish and she like kind of hisses at you, goes back to clomping on it.
Yeah.
She's learning how to be around other people. They don't allow people to. That's Ida. I'm Langston. Hi.
What's up? I'm Hex.
Hex? Nice to meet you, Hex.
She reaches her arm up to get pulled up out of this horrible idea that she's had. Out of the net.
Langston definitely like pulls you up, moves the netting out of the.
Yeah.
Did you mean to do that?
Get down there? No, I was
no, I
doing
mean,
what
catch
he
the
was
fish.
doing. Oh,
The
yes,
other-
I was trying to do that. But before that, I was doing what the Harengon was doing, and then I fell into the netting, which
you
might be
fell.
why the netting is there. Now that I think about it.
That makes sense.
Hey, where
hello,
do
I'm-
we find you currently?
Kay is probably attempted to get some sort of bunk, if there are any, in like a hammock or something. Probably a choice spot. I imagine that this spot was not open, and that Kay like basically forced whoever she could out of it. And just now she's like laying back in a hammock, has the gauntlet in her lap. And if anyone even like comes in the room, she just kind of sneers at them and goes back to working.
All right, so where you are currently down. So by the way, the Lake Spray, it does have 2 levels. It has like a small main deck and 2 rooms off a hallway below the deck. So you're kind of in that main area below the deck, and you do see through one of like the little windows out. You see like a blue baby dragon like swoop into view and then back as you watch this. And by the way, when you grab that bug, like there was like somebody's like sack of things or whatever, which you kind of just like kicked out of the way and took that little like area, and then you're pretty sure like at some point at night somebody came in, was like, hey, what the, and then saw you and then just fell silent and was just like and grabbed his stuff and just like left.
I'm not even tired, actually.
So with Kay below deck, you guys please feel free to continue.
Yeah, back up to you.
Just
So
wanted to
Hi.
give you that like leeway.
y'all got jobs?
That'd be cool if I'm why? Do you know someone who's looking?
No, I'm
be
just
interesting.
asking because, like, technically, I've never had a real job before. Technically.
They're not as bad as everyone says they are. It's
They're pretty bad.
sorry, that's actually what I meant. They're way worse than everyone says they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're-
But I mean, you gotta eat, right? So it's yeah. I mean, I do a lot of foraging myself, like,
Oh, me too.
rations in, rations out, I always say. And
That's what you.
rations in, rations out.
yeah,
Yes,
gold's
the
not so much.
famous saying.
Famous Fano
Gold-
saying.
Gold is hard to eat. It's gold
Yeah.
in, gold out is a difficult situation. Trust me, I've tried. It's not fun.
Oh,
Gold is
man.
not tasty.
No, what? Why?
You know, when you live a life on the sea, sometimes you just gotta. Well, you know,
Are you a
gotta eat.
sailor?
I was.
Wow.
And you actually
That's
now that you
cool.
see, well, now that you guys officially see Locke, he is much more like armored out, but not like plate armor. Very like half plate here, like very
Mhm.
looks very piratey, and he's got like what looks like just a wooden stick coming up like over his back, and you can't really see what like the blade or what you'd presume a blade would be on the back. It's all covered in a sheath. Yeah, no, I used to be a sailor.
As you say, I used to be a sailor. All of you, including below deck, hear a booming voice ring out from across the lake. You guys are like still in a little bit past middle of the lake, and you hear it all the way echo across the waters to here. I
Normal?
see the gloom written on your downtrodden faces. And I see your bloodied hands cracked and calloused as they try to put food on your family's tables. But it's all in vain. In these late days, those who work their hands to the bone receive a mere pittance for their sweat. Our precious city quivers with fear. Who do we blame for this? It is not the sailor who earns their wage, bringing in the catch that feeds your bellies. Nor is it the merchant bringing their goods to market. But be not mistaken, I do cast blame. I cast blame on the vile Murkwa that stain our docks violet and plague the hulls of our ships. Its foul tendrils corrupt the good creatures of this land and vex our citizens. But does Spira do anything about it? She says that just like that. The crowd roars an emphatic no in response, drowning out even what you identify is the magically amplified voice of someone. She continues speaking after the furor dies down. The monarchy has fallen. Prince Aeron sits up on his castle, lost in lunacy. Those of his servants who have tried to save him from the milk of madness have themselves become hopelessly lost. The Siren guards have no honor. No longer the servant of the meek and humble, they harass and threaten anyone who feels stands in their way. And trust me, good people, it's the lot of you! And the shouts of the crowds echo against the mountains of this place. The Order of Indos, burdened with the duty of guiding us to the future, they now dwell only in the past, gazing into the endless deep, waiting for some truth to bubble up to the surface. Worthless, the whole lot. But what of us? The Eschens? She pauses for a moment, and the once raucous crowd, now still as the grave. She raises her hand and shouts at the top of her lungs, "We are mighty!" And the seething crowd screams the word mighty back at her. We are the strength of the trade winds. We have not been broken by oppression. Indeed, our bonds have renewed our vigor. Are we not then brazen and bold? Are we not then wise and truthful? Yeah, the crowd responds zealously.
Yeah.
Woo, yeah. If together the three orders are broken, if they cannot move in harmony, then they are as useless relics of the past. But we are the order that has risen as others have fallen, and our allegiance lies with the people. We must take this city and reclaim its former glory. Noble Eschens, my dear people, we must move together and take what rightfully belongs to us. Fano is ours! And the crowd just erupts. You hear some of the crew and such murmuring to themselves, and it's very easy to identify that the figure speaking is known as Madame Emperor. And you can assume, potentially, leader of the Eschens. Maybe.
I would hope so.
New leader of the Eschens.
Yeah. And as we all know, I'm
the leader
just
now.
just the janitor here for the Eschens.
Anyways, I'm gonna go back to mopping these docks.
We rock! Escha, woo!
It reminds me of
A world for a cleaner Escha.
I don't know if y'all ever seen those funny videos, but it reminds me of when people get up on cash registers and announce they're quitting.
It's
Yeah.
For years I've slaved under this oppressive regime for minimum wage and no sick days. So after the speech, it's kind of like she goes from having a good time with some new friends on the dock to as soon as she hears the word Murkwa, she says, "Did she just say Murkwa?"
And Kay, by the way, you're gonna have to come up to the top to see what you can see from here.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
locked all the doors. He can't.
They just kick it down.
Whoa.
All right. Politics. Cool.
Yeah, no, I think she was talking about Murkwa and politics and the Eschen. Does that?
I did hear Murkwa.
Oh, hello. I'm
Hey.
Locke.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hexandra.
They just like nod
Love that,
after
by the way.
they hear all the names and
Langston.
Do you know anything about Merkwa?
do I know anything about Merkwa?
Oh gosh.
Is that a history
History
Go
check.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a history check for me.
I'm smart.
Can I as well?
Yes, of course.
I'm a smart
Huzzah! What? Well, this is gonna be fun. That's a. I don't think I've set this character sheet up right, but that's a -2 for tonight.
Nice.
I
I
love
don't know if it
this.
rolled.
By the way, I know we are on Alchemy, but please, if people like the feel of rolling physical dice, I will not want to take that away from you.
That's a 2 - 2, 0.
You have a
First roll of the
minus
night.
two
Ew.
intelligence.
Ayo.
No, it did
I
the
don't-
-2 on there.
Oh, it did.
you
Okay,
rolled a
4
4.
-2. Got it. I don't think I've set this character sheet up right.
Mine's a
I'll look
natural
at it later.
5 for an 11.
Ooh. Oh.
Okay.
Impressive.
Langston wouldn't know this because they don't teach him about places that are outside of here. So
Yep. It ain't that, so nope. So okay. Yes. You've heard of Merkwa before. You've heard people talk about it, you know, the crossroads that you typically set up camp in, or set up shop in, I should say. Like, the passerbys are constantly talking about news from all over Aetherra, and Merkwa is something that's plaguing Fano. You know that much. You know it's causing issues. You know it's a bad thing. But it's really just like vague pickings ups of things like that. Nothing in more detail.
Sure. And yeah, she says, all I've really heard is that Merkwa's a bad thing. It's a plague, something like that. I know nothing else.
Hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
Interesting.
Would
I
sorry,
yeah,
go for
go
it.
ahead. No, please.
I was just gonna say if the 3 things she said the Eshans, and then I missed the other 2, but would those names ring anything
The
with
spirit.
the Siren? Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, the city of Fano has stood long enough that like basic history of knowing the places you would know about them. Those are the orders of the city.
The three
So-
orders she was talking about.
Correct.
air,
let me-
water. Oh, there's only 3 actually.
Fire.
We don't care. We don't care about
gosh,
fire. in
yeah.
this world.
And then the Avatar? No, okay.
We did it.
You have the Order of Spira. You have the Order of Indos. And then the Order of Esha.
And Indos was the one that we're talking about, the prophecies coming up from the deep.
Yes. Correct.
Indos, Sira, Esha.
I will say this, who wants it's a new setting. We all love lore. Y'all have lived here to an extent.
Mhm.
Who wants to roll history check on like how much they know about the history of Fano?
Yeah. We'll say
I super
Hex
want
tried
to.
to do a little bit of checking up.
Heck yeah.
Yours is a
Oh,
lot better. Yours is a lot better than mine.
you see that beautiful gold color? That's a nat 20.
Natural 20.
That's
Natural
gold
20.
for, well, actually.
Well, actually.
Well, actually, Hex, you've done your research. You're not gonna go into this place like without knowing shit. You did your research. It's important to know what you're up against. The Order of Spira. Let's start there. The Order of Spira was, for all you know, we're talking about like the history of Fano. Those are the defenders of the city, the defenders of the downtrodden, protectors of the indignant. They're the Force. I will say, Kay, you know this as well.
For sure.
Langston, you just did not read up on Fano, did not zero. You can roll if you'd like.
No, I'm playing up on this whole thing.
Heck
where
yes,
he
I
didn't get to
love it.
learn about anything outside of
Beautiful.
his city, because the kingdom doesn't really like talking about other places.
Yep. Now for the nat 20, you know a bit more recently that the Order of Spira has fallen into degeneracy. At best, they're indifferent to people suffering. At their worst, they're bullies and looters and do whatever the hell they want.
And how are they related to Prince Aaron, who is quote unquote
Lost in lunacy?
Yeah, lost in lunacy, otherwise known as lost in lunacy.
AKA.
Yeah.
They were the guards of the monarchy. Like that was their role. But now that the king's kind of like mad, or supposedly anyways, they're like, well, whatever, and have kind of gone from upheld the citizenry to fuck everybody. The Order of Indos, they're the ones that are the keepers of knowledge of the city. This much you know as well, Kay. The Nat 20, however, you've heard, Hex, in passing, something about chrysalians. Probably very much mispronouncing that too. Guys, I have no excuse. They had a nice little, Chris had this pronunciation sheet that I have saved somewhere. I have it somewhere, and it's not in front of me, so, hey.
This is Siren's call, and this is how we'll be pronouncing these names from here.
It's going to be pronounced with my weird Israeli accent is what it's going to be.
We just all got a certain dialect that we pronounce.
It's cool. It's cool.
We'll make sure every one of our characters pronounces it differently too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was thinking, or we decide on one, and then I'll just do like a little red marker write-up on his pronunciation guide and give it back to him. Be like, I fixed it for you.
Chrysalians actually
really recommends this hard A sound. Chrysalians.
May I suggest? So you've heard something about chrysalians, and this is like deep past of Aetherra, and you weren't able to like you were focused more on Fano than you were about figuring this out, but you heard that word, and you know that the Order of Indos is like, as keepers of knowledge and everything, have tried to keep in contact with this thing, which now is being like taken as they're not in the present, they're not in the here and now, they're lost, they're not helping anybody.
So they have the reputation of kind of being obsessed with this greater power that they try to communicate with.
Right. You do know that their leadership is called the Council of Nine.
Okay.
Then the Order of Esha. The Order of Esha is the primary financiers of the city. I had to say it like that. I really wanted to. Thank you. And so they feel like everybody else hasn't maintained leadership of the city right now. They used to be the three factions that used to lead together, and now, like, those other two are a mess. Madam Emperor, which actually probably earlier on in that you might have probably identified her as such before even you heard anybody else. You just know tensions are high. And clearly Madam Emperor has started to make open calls for revolution.
That's fairly direct, I feel like. What we just sailed into was like, rise, minions!
Yes, potentially, yes.
Yeah.
And that concludes our history lesson.
Nice.
Okay.
Langston and Locke are just like talking about the water. Oh, look at there's something shiny down there.
So you're saying I should use an accent so they won't understand me?
Exactly. Yeah. Anyone you want, as long as it's... Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't work.
No, we could workshop it if you wanted.
And Hex kind of looks over and she goes, no, guys, this is good. This is good. A little bit of chaos is our friend. They'll be so busy worrying about all of their very real problems that, you know, whatever we need to get up to, not saying you need to get up to anything, but like, I mean, are you guys trying to get up to anything?
You mean like starting problems?
Oh, not like actively starting problems, but like, you know, getting work, finding ways to make gold. Yeah, more than rations, like I've never, traveled. I'm more of like a, do it on my own in the woods. That sounds very wrong. So let's move. Let's just walk past
No,
it.
I totally get it. Oh wait,
right.
no, it does sound wrong.
Yeah, it's fine. You know what? It's fine because now we could kind of like team up and maybe take on the city as a group because things seem a little dicey out there right now. What do you say? You want to kind of team up?
Go ahead. Okay.
I,
I was gonna interrupt, but I want you to go.
I do think coin and anything that gets information on people in the city would be preferred.
Are you looking for information on people in the city?
Yes.
Hexandra.
Who's asking?
That person.
Me.
Hello. It is
got
I,
a
she
job.
says, and sets a.
All right, great. You see him like at this clipboard check off. So what? Langston.
Yeah, that's me. Yep.
All right, great. And fucking kind of name is this? K.
It's a name. Yes, it's me.
It's a letter. It's not a name.
Wonderful
It's a
name.
letter. This usually. All right. Whatever.
What's your name?
Okay, check. Don't ask the DM that shit. Chat. Give me a name right now. Let's go. Whatever. The first person. Oh, I'm gonna regret
Sebastian
this. First person.
Allcheese.
His name's Chad.
Chad.
his name's Chad.
Wow.
Well, if Chad comes in real quick with a name, I will take it. I will.
Bortles.
All right.
Bortles.
You see him ask. Okay. You see him ask for. When you ask for his name, he kind of like. Bortles. It's Bortles. My name's Bortles.
All right.
Sorry. Did you say Bortles?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what kind of name is that? See, it doesn't feel very good, does it? If you just like immediately just write someone off.
Listen, I just had a chance to. Usually people make fun of my name, so I just thought. All right, listen, are you Locke?
No, I'm Bortles. Yes, I'm Locke.
He looks
Now you're
confused real
thinking with
quick.
Bortles.
Yeah, that's it. Bortles. No, yes, I'm Locke. How can I help you?
Great. Well, you signed up for work, right? The Starless Fair?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
All right. So, I'm the representative of the Starless Fair. Captain Len Grecken needs some new blood for a job, so I'm assuming that's you lot.
Sure.
Back on
Yes.
the sea.
Yes, it is us. We're doing this. We're very good at the things that we will be the duties. Fuck, she says.
Oh, that fills me with a lot of confidence. Workshop it and then present to the captain. Perhaps
Your
just
name
a
is
little bit more.
Bortles.
All right. Well, you know what? This
Lost
is
all
being
authority.
great. So here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to report tomorrow morning. You see him kind of like look down at his thing for a second. He's like, going to find your own place to stay tonight, and then because I really don't care, and then you just meet up tomorrow. And he gives you like where you have to go tomorrow morning for your job.
Sweet.
Thank you, Bortles. You're too kind.
Kay,
Yep.
make me a insight check. Or is it insight? I don't know. Whatever. No, I want to
What do you
recall
look-
something. To if you remember.
That'd be
notice
an
something.
intelligence.
No, if you notice it.
It all works. Inside
Yeah.
history.
Intelligence, history.
What do you want? You want
Charisma, if
intelligence?
you want it.
I don't care.
Give me intelligence. You're a smart
21.
person.
Heyo.
21. As he walks away, something in his demeanor reminds you that this is the same person who you stole their bed from.
Gotcha.
So
No.
that way he just kind of walks away like, oh, fuck.
So bad for Bortles.
Gotcha.
What did Bortles do to you guys, really?
We're
I should
gonna-
write
we're gonna make
down.
friends.
He was in my bed.
Yeah, she.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still kissing.
she turns to you guys and she's like, "Well, you know what they say: those who can't do quest give. That's what I'm looking
Who says
Oh, that's so
this?
fair.
It seems like you've
People.
been around here a lot. You have a lot of these colloquialisms and sayings and
My grandma's always like, a stitch in time kills
Saves
9. I mean,
9,
saves
yeah.
9. Ah, God. I always get that one.
Beautiful.
it's a tough one.
Yeah, but
By the
I
way,
kind of, picked that
I
up.
mean, he had to
along
ask
the way, I
his
guess.
friends his name, so.
Yeah.
no.
is Bortles like walking like far? Like Bortles is gone, right?
He's walking like below deck, probably.
Okay. I want to be nice to him later. I feel bad.
Okay. Alright.
It's not now because it's like way cool to not be nice to him.
Locke is going to be
Yeah.
constantly apologizing for Kid.
Literally. So
It's gonna be
sorry.
stuck. Mind you, there is a tab here that I have on Alchemy for notes. So like on the left is the journal, which is like where all the dice are, and then I have notes. I have no idea who sees these notes. Like, I don't know if these are like my personal notes or anything, but it's really cool that I can just type shit that I think of in the moment.
Yeah.
So now I
It's
have
yours.
our first note of this campaign, Bortles, the Starless Fair representative.
Yes. He's gonna be the big bad evil guy in the end.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
the
Yes, guaranteed.
Y'all make fun of my name.
Dimples, you read the book. You can confirm.
Yeah.
It's Bortles. It's written right here.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
So we're on the deck now. We've just been told
Yeah.
meet up tomorrow for jobs, and this sort of small revolution situation is still happening, or is that over?
You guys are approaching the docks. There's like still crowds. There's still like the active call like to action from Madame Emperor. Like that seems to have been finished. And you guys are going to soon be docking.
Oh, okay.
So unless anybody has anything else.
Hexandra? Is it? Sorry, do you prefer Hex or Hexandra?
You can really call me either one. Like, if you're mad at me, don't call me Hex, I guess. Like, that's like for like happy times, good times only, good vibes.
He kind of like smiles.
I'm gonna get you, Hex. You're a curse on this whole town. Like, not super fan of that.
No, never.
Oh God, don't love that.
He-
But the other like a friendly, just hexing around, like that's cool, I guess.
Luck. Make me an insight check.
Okay.
While you're rolling
That-
this, I'll say when you asked, does
14.
Does she prefer Hex or Hexandra? You heard under Kay's breath like Hex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Luck with the 14 insight. When Hex is talking about like being chased out of towns, there's like that sliver of like this is something they've experienced before.
Yeah. That joke was a little too real.
Yeah.
I think Locke would notice that and then sort of like smile and look Hex in the eye and be like, "Don't worry, it takes quite a lot to get me upset at someone. So I'll probably just be calling you Hex because you seem like
Cool.
a very nice person. Unless
Thanks.
I'm telling like a joke anger thing where I'm like, oh, Hexon. No, I wouldn't do that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
It's-
then you got to roll out with the full name, Hexandra
Yeah.
Grimthorn. You get over
Grimthorn.
here. No, wait, nope, that's mom trauma. Okay, yeah, just the
Yeah,
Hex.
don't-
Then
let's,
I think
let's
Hex
not
is
do
good.
that.
Hex, if you want to, I know we just met. I'll ask that later. I'm
Yeah.
happy to have met you. You seem
3
wonderful.
drink minimum to get that story out. Yeah.
3 drink.
All right. With that, the lake sprite slows to a gentle rock as it nudges against the dock's bumper. The lakeport dock stir. The docks stir as anglers and traders prepare for their morning. It's still very early in the morning, as a reminder. The smell of water-soaked wood and tar waft over from a nearby cargo ship and hang in the air, despite the cool breeze, as we take our break.
Ooh.
bam. Hi guys. Hi. Welcome back.
Hello.
Ooh.
So we get back. We left off the break with a giveaway, so let's go ahead and wrap that up real quick. One last reminder: if anybody hasn't put Bortles, just kidding. Anybody hasn't put Alchemy in chat yet and wants to get a super cool Alchemy t-shirt, t-shirt, do that right now. You'll get a Lore of Aetherra t-shirt. It's not an Alchemy t-shirt, it's a Lore of Aetherra t-shirt, but it's still pretty. Recommended. All right, get your alchemies in there. No, just actually, can you check if Eric's went in? It's no exclamation mark. It's just alchemy.
It did go through.
Okay, you're good, Eric. You do not need to put it again. It went through anyways.
It's so pretty, in fact.
Dimples.
at PAX.
Dimples.
Do it, Dimples.
Dimples
Win
makes
it.
this
I
t-shirt.
see you.
Win it. Win it. Win it.
I like t-shirts
Heck yeah.
Heck
I
yeah.
wear them.
The only reason
when I'm not wearing
I didn't.
uppers.
The only reason I'm not putting it in there is because I just directly asked Asher. I was like, "Hey, so can I also get a T-shirt though?"
Asher, can we do
Fair
two
enough.
giveaways? One of them's already chosen.
No shame. You know what? I'm gonna. Hey, Asher, you see these beautiful faces here? They all deserve shirts too.
That's true.
Also, speaking
If
of shirts,
Dimples doesn't win this, then I'm gonna try to get us all T-shirts. If Dimples wins this, then only he gets a T-shirt.
None of us get t-shirts.
Nobody else does.
the shirt you're
No,
wearing
I don't want to
currently,
win now.
Dimples, is gorgeous.
So much pressure.
I actually would like mine signed by Bortles.
Yes.
Ooh,
my God.
That's true.
One of a kind.
Fano's
Hey, Asher,
favorite
Asher.
song.
I don't know if you're gonna watch this in the VOD, but you know what you gotta do, Asher.
Yep.
All right.
You gotta add Bortles as a legit NPC
As a
to
rep.
this book.
I
Yes.
feel like the GM Sona is now Bortles. Like that's
No.
Yep.
Bortles.
Why you gotta do me like that, Anne?
I'm sorry. I was kidding. I never meant it.
Amazing. All right, let's go ahead and roll this. You guys had a good time to get alchemy in there.
We ready?
Up to you, Waffles. Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Bam! Staghorn!
Hey.
It's so
Amazing.
fitting because he invented Bortles. The name.
That's true.
Yeah.
There we go. It is
So
meant to be.
wait, Bortles won the whole time.
Bortles. It's so meta. Bortles was the word. In our-
Bortles was the word
In
in
our
our
hearts.
hearts. And
Amazing.
Bortles
In
has
our-
won. Amazing. Congrats, Staghorn. I do know how to get in touch with you, I believe, but just in case, you can shoot us a message here in, Discord's better if you can. Grab us on Discord and we'll get your info and all that good stuff.
Congratulations, Stag.
Congrats.
Congrats. And by the way, because Nightbot reminded me, just a reminder, if you do want to help us out, clip your favorite moments in the show. It gives us really quick and easy things that we can grab for our social media and help promote this shit. So do it. We love you forever. And also, if you like us and you want to join our community, we are on Discord, and I recommend it because there's a lot of cool people here. And oh god, all the feel spoilers. Listen, Waffles, I see you over there. Okay. I think that's it. Let's do this. Waffles, I'm gonna
Lego.
ask you to please bring us back in to, if you don't mind, the alchemy overlay.
We are.
Okay, just kidding.
Yeah,
Hey guys,
I got
we're
you
in the
back.
alchemy overlay.
It's so pretty that we're usually there.
Good.
The art of the city is literally
Fabulous.
breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's
So you know
So
what's lovely? If you go to the top of Alchemy and you see where it shows Mount Tessitera, I will never say it right. You click on it, it has the art credits.
And the music.
Oh, that's super cool.
And the music. So
Oh my
they
gosh.
environmental visual is Crystal Lake by Leon Tucker with Stu Harrington and Crystal Go, and then the music is by Jesse Rebordi. So look
There's
at that, and they have
literally a
links for
link.
them.
That's amazing.
so
I
cool.
love it. Good job, guys. Good job.
Hype.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So we're gonna go as we land.
It's
We land-
just
we
so
dock.
pretty. It's
We
just so
land.
pretty. I'm so
We'll
sorry.
say goodbye because
Oh no.
we're moving.
No.
Okay.
Right.
I feel like that's the
True.
conversation
Ship
we're
turns
having
around.
in character. We're just like, this city is so beautiful. This is just a beautiful city.
Wow.
Dimples said goodbye.
Yeah.
There's Bortles standing at the
Oh.
edge of the.
Look at
And
Bortles.
there is Bortles. Yes, this cloaked figure.
Bortles.
Perfect. As we land, I keep saying land, as we dock at the Lakeport docks, the district of Esha. Okay. Once I'm just listening to the music for a second. Hold on. I love
Yeah.
this. So moody. Okay. Once the lake sprite has been moored, the crew promptly starts to unload cargo. Beneath the docks, down in the water, something floats on the surface. It swirls around the hull, bubbling and accumulating mass, resembling violet shade of moss. The substance shimmers as it wraps around the pilings and slinks over the decking. The docks buzz with the sound of folks starting another workday. An orange tabby cat wanders over to a moss-covered crabbing pot and begins to lick the glistening matter. Nearby, the noise of clucking chickens blends with the hiss of steam billowing out from a smokehouse. For suddenly a commotion shatters the usual morning monotony. A snarling beast thuds onto the deck and advances. Its eyes glow with rage, and the teeth in its foaming mouth drip with saliva. The beast's fur stands straight up on its neck, and lucent purple resin oozes from its skin. The crabbing pot lays on the deck, smashed to pieces.
Is that the kitty?
Not no more.
I was hungry.
I just
no.
want a little food, just like a little bit.
Pot.
So you guys ready for this? You hear the lovely
Yeah.
music? You hear it? Isn't it
beautiful.
great? Isn't it lovely? What happens
what
if I flip the switch to initiative?
Oh, no.
Oh, shit's about to go down. All right.
Yeah, I think I've rolled like 9 14s already.
Amazing.
There's a
Pretty
first
excited.
roll right there. I roll a 4 plus 4.
Yes, let's go.
Let me get my initiative.
I rolled a
going.
4
Okay.
minus 1.
Okay, stand back.
Okay.
We must protect you at all costs.
Okay, we got this. Okay,
We
like
got this
what's
guy.
Oh, okay.
all right.
No, please help. Please help. You're very strong. You're super strong.
I've 100% forgotten how to roll initiative on this thing.
I couldn't help you.
It should. The
You
little button
hit
popped
the
up for
initiative
me.
thing that just pops up
it's
right in the middle of your
telling
screen.
me. It's telling me to roll initiative, and I will. Luckily, I do.
Boom.
And I
Yeah.
It's telling
will.
me.
Thanks, Alchemy.
Appreciate it, Alchemy.
It's never been
It's like-
easier.
It's like that.
Actually,
little,
and it was
clip
just
art.
because you asked.
I know.
No, sorry. You were like, where do I roll initiative? And Alchemy was like, here you
Yeah,
go.
it gave me a little button that was like, "Hey, idiot, play this game."
Should have been a plus
Um,
2 to mine, so I actually have a 6. Just an FYI.
Ooh,
Does it
broken on my
change
sheet.
you in an initiative order?
Not in our.
No.
Great.
Mine-
In our order.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, guys, you guys get to learn with me. Okay, let's see. So, we have pandemonium breaking out in the docks. We have several Merquois rage cats. They're rage cats, y'all. I want you to also know that I read this the entire time as like the rage cats just were like rats in my head. I thought they were really big rats. They're not.
Those would be cage rats, not rage cats.
Yes, caged rats.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. I switched them. Thank you, David.
I do that all the time. Dyslexia for the
So we have several Merquois rage cats harassing dock workers and anglers. And as you guys are watching this scene, as you guys are, because like on your ship, which has been docked now, people have started unloading like right away, and you guys are like, you have your orders, you know where you're going, but then this pandemonium breaks out as you're basically about to walk off the ship. Let's see how I do this. Okay, So we have. I have an NPC on my encounter list. I'm gonna click it. And I'm gonna show it.
Boom.
Oh, and it rolls initiative for me as I do that. Thank you.
Merquois
That's
Rage Cat
amazing.
1.
It's awesome.
Merquois
Nice.
Rage Cat 2. And then Merquois Rage Cat 3.
And these
And
things.
then no, I'm just kidding.
Wait.
Yeah, and then the dragon.
So guys, what's all y'all's max HP? Let's just talk about this for a second. Cause I'm
12.
not familiar.
Level
It's not, we're level 1, right?
level 1 is
Yeah.
dangerous. This could be.
And I just saw the panic on your face. You're like,
Yeah.
we're level 1, right?
Mm. This could be a very short show, everybody. We could all die to these rage cats here. I have
And
11.
tune in next week
HP.
for exactly this again, but with new characters.
New characters.
Yeah.
I'm Locke
13
Jr. I'm sorry,
What's
cut
up?
you off.
Sorry.
13's good, right? That's good.
Yeah, 13.
Good. Solid.
Waffles is dying. It's okay. Waffles, the character is what's supposed to die, not you as the player. Just to let you know.
Well, that's why she
Okay.
rolled a 3 initiative.
Damn.
I own 11 HP.
You own 11 HP. Can I buy like some HP?
You're going to, trust me.
It costs one I almost said meerkat. One Merquois
See?
Rage Cat.
Let's call them meerkats. Let's call them meerkats. For sure.
Meerkats.
We're gonna go with
Yeah.
Mercats.
Real raging meerkats.
So as these like meerkats are like causing panic on the docks as they're coming out and starting to advance, you do actually, I can see you do roll perception for me real quick.
Yeah, baby.
Everybody?
Yeah, everybody. Y'all watching this unfold.
I thought I was good at this. I'm not.
Oh, wrong. I rolled an
What?
18 here at home.
Okay, 18, 14, 9, K. You're doing good. You're
11
doing
minus
good.
2.
Hey, you have some minuses too? What's up?
Heck yeah.
I have a 6 to intelligence.
Not a good character without minuses, I always say.
Same.
What's your perception? 20.
There you go.
Ooh, let's go.
Ooh.
Langston, first thing you see is a particularly vicious cat. Seems to have a young elven woman on the ground and is beginning to like slash at her with its claws, and she's just crying out for help.
Changes everything.
Do you say anything? Free action.
Oh yeah, I'm like, target that one.
Perfect. Hex with the 14 and Langston calling it out. You see it right away.
Nice.
And it's your turn on the initiative tracker, I do believe. Oh my
Me?
gosh, it's been your turn for 5
Indeed.
minutes.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. That was just
There's a little
gentle
tracker, guys, on Alchemy.
It's fine. So, she sees the cat going for the woman and the child, and she draws her longbow and whispers something under her breath and hexes the Merquois Rage Cat. This will allow
We're
me.
gonna do this. We're gonna say it right.
I'm going to get the name correct. And so that will allow me to deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target whenever I hit it with an attack.
And I realized, by the way, that we are theater of the mining this. Ooh, that was a sentence. So let me set the scene a little bit as you guys are kind of basically on the ramp down into the docks, that one little like line of that extends out. This woman is probably like at the other end of the dock, falling down against the like a shop front. So she's right at the other end, straight ahead.
Okay. Is that 90 feet away?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Bless
Then I basically stop with the like I have the high ground. Love you, Obi-Wan. And I hex from the top of the ramp, and she sort of takes a knee and then looks over looks down her arrow at her quarry and does a shoot.
Cool.
And I will with the hex. I will give this creature disadvantage with strength check, or should I do acrobatics checks? I don't know. We'll go
Strength
with.
is fine. You
Let's
just
do
your
a strong.
primary stat,
It's
right?
fine. Yeah. Cool. And then I go a ya. Oh my gosh, what is this?
What did the hex do?
So the hex gives me an extra d6 to damage when I hit, and it gives them disadvantage on anything they do with strength. So if they're like attacking in melee with their paws or whatever, that's a strength
Cool.
check. Yeah, they would
Oh,
have
that's so cute with their
disadvantage on that.
paws, with their little paws.
This is the cute little terrifying paws. All right. Cool. So that's
Great.
a 12 to hit the Merqua Rage Cat.
Hold on. I am looking at this NPC sheet for the first time because I'm a prepared GM, and I'm going to look. Does it? Oh, there's a. I don't have to open anything up. There's like a little armor symbol there.
Aw.
What did you say to hit 12?
Well,
Their AC's. Nope.
Nope.
Their AC is nope. I
their AC is not today. All right. So
Not
cool.
today.
Yeah. So she goes, shit, go. But she does not
Amazing.
go. She stays very far away.
Perfect. So
13
we're gonna
health.
say that you're kind of like halfway down on that ramp. As you're kind of with the high ground, like you said, like looking down. Locke,
Heyo, it's me.
you're up as you see this. Are you still on the ship?
Oh, I think if Locke heard the screams for help and screams of this person being attacked, he definitely would have unthinkingly, because I do have an intelligence of 6, -2. He would have just started hopping and running his way towards to help that person.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So you go ahead and rush over there. We'll say
So-
you get right up to it. I don't care.
Cool.
Let's say it.
So the first thing I want to do is he takes out of the sheath on his back, grabs the like piece of wood, pulls it out, and you all just see just a regular old oar from an old boat. Nothing that
ship oar.
fancy, just a ship's oar. And you imagine kind of like a cricket bat, I guess. And he looks at the rage cat and doesn't say anything. Nothing cool, nothing memorable, but he is going to try and hit it as hard as he can with his oar.
Yes.
No
I love
flare.
it.
Flare is boring. Just kidding,
The
it's not.
How
concentrating.
dare you?
How dare I? That is a natural 20 plus 2 to attack.
Now,
Plus 4. 24.
in D&D, nat 20s, they just always hit no matter what? Or is it like, does the number even matter on a nat 20?
They always hit
It
it.
depends on the DM's
They always
ruling,
hit, yeah.
But
Okay,
I would
cool.
say they always hit. Yeah.
The way
okay.
I do it,
It only matters in high level where it's
Yeah.
a difference.
It usually,
You know.
double. It allows you
This
to
Merkle has
double the
a
damage. dice.
25 AC.
Yeah,
no,
what
it
if,
doesn't.
what if this
That would
Merkle
be
was a
dragon.
dragon?
Yeah, this Merkle.
This Merkwa is secret. Way to ruin it. Okay.
Locke turns around and says, "I tried the very best. I didn't hit it. We get back on the boat. Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
This town is crazy."
You rolled 2d8s for 4 total damage.
I haven't rolled. Did it roll damage naturally?
It
rolled
does roll damage
naturally.
automatically for you.
That's 4 damage.
It
That's
did.
good.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's that. I don't
You
like
could
that.
you could have rolled 16 and instead you got 4.
I could have. I got a fourth. A fourth.
You don't
of
have
that.
any modifiers on this because it doesn't look like there's any mod.
I'm
should,
very, very sure I set up this character sheet wrong.
I mean, your oar has ammunition.
Then I'm pretty sure I set it up wrong. Oh, also, wait, did I say it's
He
an oar?
pulls the
Gun.
oar off of
It's
his
a-
back and he goes,
it's my gun.
and it's actually a gun.
my gun oar. I'll do some work. I'll stick with the 4 for right
No,
now,
you're
it's
fine. I think it should be plus strength, right?
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah, give me your strength. What's your strength mod?
Then your
Strength.
strength's
Plus
not,
2.
Oh, proficiency.
So it's
is
plus 2
not
twice, right?
No, just
Sorry, what?
just a dice double.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, just the dice double.
So that'd be 6 total then.
6 total damage. Okay, I can do that. So
But then, what I would like to do is, because clerics get their spells just right out the gate, as a bonus action, tell me if I'm going too far with this, because I know some DMs do different things. As a bonus action, I would like to like reach down and touch on the shoulder the elf who is just getting all rage catted up. I'm gonna say, we're here to help you, and I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on her,
Nice.
and then like stand up like all like Captain America style as the camera spins around. And I'm
Amazing.
I'm
So
bringing the party
you said
to
you
you.
weren't gonna do anything cool and badass. That was so
Well,
badass.
here it is. No,
God,
it's
I gotta
coming.
step
I was
it up 'cause
trying.
it's funny.
I was trying, but it's just the dungeon master in me. And then I say my catchphrase, as you all know, for Bortles.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah. So she has a +2
okay.
to her AC now, and if that matters.
Cool. So here's it's gonna look a little bit. So she's like, she got basically jumped on and fell into between these crates and things up against like the back or against the storefront. So she's kind of like wedged back here, and the Murkwa Rage Cat is on top of her. So you don't reach down on her shoulder and tell her this. You kind of just like reach down and you touch her foot. You're like, this is fine. This is just
I like your
as epic.
shoes.
But you get down. You're able to just like through the Rage Cat, touch her, and +2 to AC. Cool. I think actually, you know what? I don't actually have her on here. Let me please roll initiative for her and put her on here. Perfect.
I have a small question for you.
Yes.
Can you change whose turn it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
It just shows.
Because it's
still
been
showing
my turn
Texas
for
turn.
13 minutes, and I feel like that's hardly fair.
Oh, interesting. No, mine. I
Yours
switched
changed?
it already to lock, and
Oh,
mine has
weird.
lock for 5 minutes.
Maybe
Oh.
it doesn't change for spectator yet. Okay, cool. Playtesting.
Do you all have it as well as that?
I don't even see the initiative
Yeah, I
order.
didn't change for any of us actually.
No, I didn't.
Hmm.
Well,
Interesting. Okay, it's locked. I mean, that's fine. I just wanted to. I was wondering, you know.
if
That
you
is very-
click for not spectator mode, for anybody curious, in the upper right hand corner, those 3 little dots, if you click the center one, it'll say encounter, and it'll put us in our order.
Oh, there it is.
Tell us
Yeah.
how long the person's
So-
current turn is.
Thank you.
David, just switch to that tab. What do you see?
Don't refresh.
I
'cause it
still
will go
see-
away. 'Cause
I still
don't
see
the initiative order
Hex
anymore.
as she's
Okay.
at 14 minutes and 18 seconds.
Cool. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, and he would just move. I guess just move to whatever defensible position to like help the elf.
Yeah, Murkwa's kind of like right on top of her, so we're gonna just kind of say you're trying to just take up space and
fill at her boots.
get its attention.
Yeah. Hey,
Perfect.
over here. Wagging my little bunny tail. Look at me.
Um,
I'm over
so I
here.
just changed turn orders again. Is this still Hex?
I
Changed
see
it.
Murkwa.
I see the Rage Cat now. Yep.
Cool. Don't know why I didn't do it the first time. So Murkwa Rage Cat 2, also known as this one right here that's in front of you. Weirdly, also has a little name tag, says Bortles. We're gonna abuse this joke to the ground. I just want everybody to be aware. So this Rage Cat or Cage Rat, we're gonna say it all. Cage Rat. We're gonna play. I hit the little play button. Now I'm playing as the Murkwa Rage Cat. What are we gonna do? We are going to. So it's looking down at this woman, and it was about to continue, but you smacked it across the back with this oar, and it just pivots around to hiss at you. And it's going to go and try to jump on you. Let's see real quick.
Lock hisses back. It sounds weird.
Through like a rabbit mouth.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Hiss.
It goes ahead and tries to jump on you and like bite at your arm. So we're gonna hit
Okay.
a bite attack. Roll 15 to hit.
It's not gonna do it. That's 18.
Not
Is what you're
gonna
looking
do it.
for.
Okay. So angry. I was about to be like, and for its second action, non-D&D.
Not yet. At least.
Not yet. Anyway. Thank you. Okay, so it is unable to do that successfully as you kind of just like knock it back down to the ground. I don't know that it has any bonus actions. It doesn't really. Let's see what spells does this cat have now. That's it. That's gonna be his turn. So we're gonna go straight to Langston. You're watching this not rat cat jumping at your newfound associate. I won't say friend. It's a bit forward of me. What are you gonna do?
So I stick Ida in my hood, cover her up, go running down the dock. And can I get a range of this?
Yeah. So you are going to be
I don't know what
she
the
just
range is, so.
30. She's 30 feet
is
down
my
the dock.
movement.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
because we said Locke got there in one go. That's what's happening.
So and while Langston is running, he just pulls off a glaive and then just goes just straight into the stab.
Amazing.
One smooth motion.
Amazing. So you go.
No.
So you just charge. What did you
Assuming
put
that
in your
11
roll?
is not going to hit.
Swings the big poker.
Swings the big poker.
Amazing.
Yes.
So you go running down the dock. You kind of like go right past Hex. You go charging down the dock, and your foot kind of slides on some like this algae, this purple glowing algae, as you go to like stab straight into this cat, and then just miss your angle just a little bit, threw you off. But now you and Langston are basically like side to side. You and Langston, yeah, you and Locke are side to side up against this Merquat.
Merquat. There it is. We found it.
Amazing. Okay.
That's my turn. I got nothing else.
Beautiful. Next up is this young elven woman. She is kind of like under this cat. What is she gonna do? She's gonna try to get the fuck out. She's a little bit cornered, and you guys are kind of blocking her in as well, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna goodness. Can we do a she's gonna do an athletics check. She's gonna do an athletics check to try to just like push it more further off of her and get out. I know how to roll on these things. Does not look like she has a modifier for it, so we're just gonna roll d20. Let's go.
There you go. Let's go.
Ooh, okay, that's a 12, which is not its AC. So she's pushing up against it, scrabbling out, trying to basically just push up against but she has the wall behind her. She's trying to clamber up on some of these like boxes and stuff to get out of the way, but she does not do that successfully. But next up, 2 more Merquat rage cats slink in from either sides of the docks. And
this city needs an indoor cat ordinance. They know they have this Merquat crap on the docks. What are they doing? What are they thinking?
Get the cats out of here.
as they approach, you see their name tags. It says mortals and turtles. As they
God.
come closer.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
You asked for it, guys. You asked for it. And from either direction, they're gonna come. One comes up to your side, Locke. The other on your side, Langston. They're gonna both attack.
They get advantage since they're within 5 feet of each other.
Mm.
I saw they
Do
have
they
pack
have pack
tactics.
tactics?
This is the thing that
Yeah.
I remember.
Why, thank you so much for this
Oh,
lovely
no.
piece of information.
I am
I would
the
not
I
have
am
used.
the kid in the class who's saying, "Yes, teacher, I would like more homework."
You did have a quiz today.
Yes.
No.
Well, listen, who am I to say no to, what was that, advantage? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
They get advantage.
All right. So we're going to do, ooh. But you see, if we do this and they angle themselves, then technically, if I was doing my math correctly, that they could technically attack both of you with one swipe if they do a rage slash, which is what they're going to do.
Oh, nice.
And so
What
we're
if
going to
they
roll.
didn't, though?
Oh
my
wait, but I
God.
didn't do that with advantage. My bad. I forgot to drag up, which is amazing, by the way. Just drag up for advantage. That's cool. With advantage, the first one has a 12 to hit.
Who are they attacking?
Both of you.
Oh, that definitely does not hit lock.
Wait, which one is it attacking first?
Yeah.
So in the rage slash, if hold on.
I think it attacks both of you guys with Rage Slash.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. Well,
If there has to be a
doesn't
first,
hit.
Locke would have definitely tried to, if you allow this, would have tried to move in the way of getting hit, like defending.
Well,
But I don't. That shouldn't change
You're both.
anything.
I think you both are good.
yeah, you
enough.
guys are both there. Hey guys who play D&D,
Mm-hmm.
help me out. It has
We
a
got you.
recharge. What does that mean?
It has
That
a
means you got
recharge.
a
So that
recharge.
means that
That means
it'll usually say like some kind of dice is used to recharge on
6.
4s or 5 or 6s. So now
you roll a
before you can
D6.
use that again. Every time it's their turn, you roll a d6 and see if they have that ability again.
Yep.
Okay, so like,
Only
it's
on a
gone
second.
after the first one unless they recharge, and they
Yep.
recharge at the top of their turn.
Yep.
So not this. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem. We got you.
So that's the first one. I don't believe it hits either of you. That's cool. Is cool.
It's cool.
It's not mad.
Very fun.
The second one does the same thing to the both of you. This time it is a 18.
That
To
will
hit.
do it.
That'll hit.
Okay.
That'll
Both
do.
of you.
I'll do, pig.
So Mortals was like, and didn't do it, but Turtles was like, here, let me show you how you do it. And you see this like large mutated cat go and slash through the both of you for 5 damage.
Woo! That is an amount of damage.
That
That's
is the amount
like
of damage.
50% of a level 1 character's damn
Yeah.
damn.
Heck yes. Oh, look at that! And when you
Alright.
take hit points, it like pops up on the journal
Yeah.
as well.
Ooh,
Minus
boy.
5 block.
we get to watch you die.
Yeah. Locke just lays down. I
Stunning,
was like,
in stunning high
Alchemy
resolution.
RPG, the
Father Realitar,
cinematic
why
experience
would you
of
stop
watching
me?
you die. I love you guys. I'm
Locke's,
sorry.
Locke's getting up. There's no more
Oh, no.
fight left in this cat.
This rabbit, you're a rabbit.
That's right. Sorry. The rabbit, cats,
Even know who
rabbit.
I am anymore.
You hit me so hard. Oh gosh.
They are your natural predator.
They are.
Now. Everybody.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm
Hush.
sorry.
Oh,
I have something.
Don't hush. What's up?
As a reaction, which I have
Yes.
still,
Yes.
that one that hit us
Yes.
is going to take. It has to make a DC 14 dexterity saving throw.
Oh yeah. Where are things? Hold on. Actions? No. Where's my thing?
Because I
Okay,
am a
okay.
cleric of the Tempest variety.
Yeah, baby.
I
You
can
said a
shoot things with
dexterity
lightning.
saving throw?
Yes, of 14.
Is that different than their? That's not just a dex roll, right?
They should have it saved.
They should have a save for dex. If they don't, if on their little
If
on
they
your
don't,
chart,
Then you
they
just
don't
roll
have
the
proficiency.
dex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
usually the stat blocks will be they'll break out anything particular, like if they
Right.
have a bonus to it, and if not, just use the controlling ability.
Yeah, in this game, I'm also new to
Mm-hmm.
the like stat block on alchemy as well
Yeah,
as
you
Well, they do. They have a
You're
plus
fine.
4 on saving throws.
Where
There you go.
is that here?
I see it on their character sheet. I'm just
No, in the
I'm
book
just
for
trying to help
sure.
out. Yeah.
You know what? For the moment, and I will do better next time. I will actually. Yeah, there it is. Pack tactics, keen hearing, all that good stuff. Okay. I will simply have the actual stat block in front of me, like a prepared person,
Yeah, there you go.
and we'll do
You
it
got a
that
lot
way.
going on. It's okay.
We
Yeah,
need
no,
a trip, and I got your back.
Totally,
Don't worry.
totally.
I won't. I'm just gonna roll dice, and I'm gonna roll whatever Amir tells me to roll, and I'll just go
There
that way.
You're telling a great story. Who needs numbers?
Yeah,
numbers
who is
are-
number?
Whoops, I'm sorry. I did that wrong.
Nice.
Dang it, that's a good roll too. Shoot.
All right, so we are going to just roll a d20 for the moment and get this
Yep,
rolling.
and plus 4. That's that.
Oh, okay. Hear me out. How is a 22?
That's gonna do it. That's gonna do
Okay.
it.
Yay!
So
Sounds
what happens then is nothing. You just see a thunderbolt come down out of the sky, like way off into the ocean, and Locke's like, I'm over here. God damn it.
Amazing.
brain.
Looks like okay. Yeah, so that's that.
Okay. So, everybody, enough shenanigans. Kay walks in
Let's
to
go, Kay.
the fray. What's
Do
going on,
something.
Kay? Please,
We super need your help.
this muscular, hot, badass.
What-
What's up?
little bias there?
What's the scene look like?
Oh, sorry.
There are 3 cats up
Santa Muscle
here.
Bay.
They have an elven woman pinned kind of back.
Yeah. So you know how where ships dock, they have that little like extension of the docks.
Yep.
So it's about like 30 feet in is where the shops and like the dock spreads out to the left and the right. As they're right there at the end of this current dock. You have the woman kind of scrambling up against the wall, no longer prone at least, and we're in danger. And one rage cat between Langston and Locke and the woman, and then 2 more on either side of them kind of like angling in, taking up most of the dock. So I'm gonna say you're not gonna be able to get around any of them. They're kind of blocking that space right now.
Okay. Kay like looks around really quick, picks up an empty water bucket that's on the ship, with her. She's got this old gauntlet like on her hand now, and then she just rears back and chunks it like really fast. I assume at least 2 of them are in a line.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
D&D.
I need a dexterity saving throw from at least one. If it passes, then the other one too.
Okay. So are you, let me just ask this. The one, okay, no, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna go with number 3. That's who we're gonna go
Yeah,
with.
you pick them
And-
because they do not care.
Yeah. And you said what save? Sorry.
Dex.
X.
We've done this before, guys. We're here. We know.
Yeah, this
We
one.
got it. No problem.
Ooh, that is 5 plus 4, so 9.
That's a fail.
That's
All right,
that's
so then
good.
the other one has to do it as well,
no,
correct?
No. It
Oh.
hits that one and stops. So
Okay.
Nice.
it takes 13 damage
Nice.
from a water bucket, from a catapulted water bucket.
I love catapult.
Yeah.
You
Love catapult.
watch this like bucket. You know how like those meteor like motions on the side? It's like just speeding through and it knocks it right upside the head. You said 13 points of damage?
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yep.
good.
Damn. Okay. Sure.
Damn edge is what. Yeah.
All right. 13 points. It's not happy. Yeah. What's up?
I'm trying to think if Kate's gonna stay back here.
Okay. You stay
think
up
that's for
on
the
top of
best.
the ship.
Yeah.
Hex.
All right.
How's it
so
hanging?
Hex sees kind of like ducks as this catapulted bucket goes over her head, and she goes, "Watch it! I mean, awesome, awesome!" she says. And as she holds out her bow again, you can see a tattoo on her left hand, which she's holding the bow in, glows, and then from the glowing rune of the tattoo, blood starts dripping down her hand and down the surface of the wooden bow, and she draws her arrow back through it, and she is now amplifying a blood curse. Blood hunter. And I'm just gonna do damage to myself because, like, if you won't do it to me, then I'll do it to
Is
me.
that a challenge?
No, it's definitely not. Please leave me alone. So I'm gonna do 1d4. I'm just gonna roll it here because I don't want to take the time. Okay, so I take 2 damn to hex from my blood curse activation, and it's amplified. So that will give me another bonus to my damage on top of the hex bonus, and it will also give me advantage, if you will, on this attack.
Advantage, please. Now, which one would you like to target? The one that was just hit by the bucket? The one on the other side of
The one that I hexed was the one standing over the lady.
Yes. Okay, that's the one.
So that's the one that I have to do because that's where big money no whammies is happening.
Okay. All right. Big money no whammies.
Advantage, yeah. All right, that's a 21 to hit.
Ooh, with 14.
So 14 damage, but does 21 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll my hex damage on top of that, so that's an additional 5 damage from the hex, and then an additional where is it?
Wait, hold on, what just happened?
Blood Curse of the Marked. As a bonus action, until the end of your turn, whenever you hit the creature with a weapon for which you roll an additional Hemocraft die, so an additional D4 on top of that, and an additional 4 damn, so an additional 9 damage, so 23 damage to this.
Okay.
Cat.
So I was affecting their hit points before, and it went down, and then it went back up, and I don't know what I did. So minus 14 and then another minus 9.
Yeah.
And was this one hit before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just for 6 damage, and that literally, I want you to know that was the absolute best I could have done, and you just did 25 damage. Just
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna make sure I hit like the check mark between every single one, because with that original 6, now if it makes you feel better, David, I did, because it was max HP at the moment, so I did all of Anne's damage, and then I added your damage, which you did before at the very end. So technically, it was your damage that killed this. No, kidding. It's all Anne.
Thanks for softening it up for me.
Yeah. So she is basically whispering a curse under her breath as this blood sort of becomes mist and wraps itself around the arrow. And when the curse is set, she lets it fly, and it just pierces through the back of this cat's skull and through the mouth.
And you watch this sail like so perfectly between you two, Locke and Langston, and you just see it kind of like cry out and collapse onto the ground. The woman, for the moment, is not being threatened. However, you do still have one on either ends of you currently.
Now, I will move after the cat dies. I will move my hex to the one that's already being affected by the catapult.
Perfect.
So now it is now cursed.
Gorgeous. I know which one that is. Okay. So I'm gonna, I get to hide this one now because it's. Wait, no, I hid the wrong one. Hold on. Just kidding. Come back, Rage Cat 3. Go away, 2. I totally killed its order. That's okay. Nobody cares.
You're all good.
We're gonna hold, please. I'm learning.
It's fine.
You're doing great. You're doing great. There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, okay, there we go. So with that, Hex is moved. It's really funny, though, because I can't know when your Hex, the individual, is moving, or Hex, the curse, is moving.
Yeah.
I realized that this is going to be a pattern.
Hex standing very still, very, very far away from harm, except she has caused to herself. The curse, however, moving to other affected cat.
I fully expect you at one point to be like, Ada or Syrup, Hex isn't moving, Hex is moving. What's so hard to understand?
I decided to make it really difficult.
Also, who's on
How you
first?
do this?
Who's on first? What's on second?
Yeah.
I don't know who's on third. Locke, I do know that it is your turn.
Oh, nice. Locke's gonna look over to his new best friend, Langston. Be like, how you doing, buddy? And not wait for an answer, I guess, because I'm gonna heal you. I'm gonna bonus action. I will use healing word, and I will say,
What's the word?
well, I mean, it's very simple what the word is.
Oh no, I shouldn't have asked.
It's alchemy, of course. That's what it is.
Oh.
I was waiting for the Bortles.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's just Bortles. And so you're gonna get 6 HPs back.
6 hips.
6 hips, and then after that, he's gonna be Locke is gonna turn and attack again with his oar. Let's see, roll. That is a 12. Nope, that's probably not gonna do it. I think 12 missed in the last time.
Okay.
Oh, I want to do something. I already did that.
Yes, it did miss last time. That is correct.
Cool. So that's what he does. He heals his friend and then just turns and swings. He swings his oar like a baseball bat, and it's like 3 feet above where the rage cat was.
Oof.
And he turns back to Langston. And he's like, "Hope that healing felt really good, because I totally just whiffed that attack, friend."
Amazing.
Then he just kind of stands there in classic D&D
Langston is
fashion,
just
stands
like,
and waits for an attack.
Amazing. I'm gonna put this question out here because I think there might be some awesome alchemy people in chat, and if you guys are in chat, can you let me know, is there a way to manually move someone in initiative order or change their initiative, however you do it?
Good question.
Inquiring minds want to know. But meanwhile, it is Langston's turn.
Let's go, Langston.
All right.
Oh.
So, yeah, Langston's just gonna attack with the glaive again. He's like, all right, can this twice.
You
Can
got
this
it.
twice. I am the great Langston, treasure hunter extraordinaire.
Do you say that out loud?
I do.
Do you? Oh,
Ooh,
Absolutely. 14.
14?
14 hits.
Excellent. So that's going to be 13 damage.
Holy
and
cow.
I am going to toss on a favorite foe roll as well.
Real quick, which one were you targeting? The one, just the one closest to you, or the one that was hit by the bucket?
If the one that is hit by the bucket is not closest to me, then I'm just targeting the one closest to me. I'm not moving.
Nice.
Oh, yep. No, it is gonna be the one closest to you. I think I switched them around. That's cool. Cool.
Okay,
So,
it's going to be 13. Is that enough to kill it?
Well, hold please.
Before I toss on this D4 of damage.
You watch as it has exactly 13 hit points.
Oh,
Heyo.
Yeah.
How you want to, I don't know how you watch it have exactly 13 hit points, but you do.
Listen, it's just a glaive up and then toss the thing into the water with the glaive in the same motion.
Yes.
Nice. Nice.
It just slides right off, and you watch as you pull it out from the body, its light just fade from its eyes. Anything else?
Langston looks at the other one and let's see, what languages do I know? Yeah, and suddenly speaks in Sylvan and says, "Run."
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay. Looks at the thing. Languages dash. Got it. Perfect. So with that, it is the woman's turn, and she sees. So the one in front of her is dead. She kind of stares down at it, and she watches the other one just get knocked straight back into the water, and the one left, and you see her kind of stand there, and she actually doesn't try to run. Maybe perhaps looking at the situation being like, this is actually probably the safest place for me to be, as she watches, but you see her watching the two of you, specifically in front, and maybe glancing up past towards the boat, and she kind of she puts herself up kind of like on a crate to like make sure she's away, but she stays there. But then it's the next Murqua's turn, and this one I don't believe has been hit, is going to be the one that is by Locke. So
Perfect.
Ooh. First, I'm going to roll a d6 and see if I get the thing back. Is that correct?
Please don't. Would really love if you don't get that back.
Is a 1.
Perfect.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Thank you,
Great.
dice gods.
Okay, JK, it won't do that, but it will go ahead and just try to bite at you again, Locke.
Fine.
Ba-bam. What the fudge? That is a natural 19 on the dice for 21 to hit.
That is gonna hit. That is gonna do
So
it.
how are you looking?
Well, I'm
Awesome.
fine.
Look at
I'm
those
fine. I'm
long ears.
looking great. My ears are. I'm just protecting the ears. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have 6 hit points left.
Okay.
You're good.
From life. So.
Okay.
You're fine.
So you
I
watch
hope
as
so.
this Merquois,
Mhm.
Rage Cat, Merquat,
Quack.
jump up. It's just such a pleasant sounding word. So you watch it kind of like growl. It does that sink into like prey pose and launches at you and bites at your arm, and you watch 5 hit points worth
Oh wow.
of life drain
God.
from you as it rips
All right.
a nice chunk.
How's not that I can do anything about it, but how
Yeah.
you doing?
How you doing?
Locke, I would say, probably just like falls down, and there's just blood everywhere. His ears are starting to droop. Yeah, I have 1 hit point left. So we're still kicking, but
Level
not
1, that's a
well.
lot of help.
Danger
as they say.
zone.
Yeah, we're in the danger zone now.
I'm quoting Stag. Stag has to get the credit for that.
Yeah.
I also want to double check in spectator mode, Waffles, that the lovely folk here get to see. You see the chat, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So everybody can see Kay go. You take 6 hit points and none of us have healing. GG.
Yeah,
Good.
the healer goes down first round.
Just checking.
No,
I do,
no.
by the way, want to take a second to encourage. We will absolutely be releasing the podcast as well because we know that we have podcast listening friends. But I do really encourage y'all that are listening to this to come watch the VOD on our YouTube as well because this is beautiful and cinematic and worth it. Just to put that out there.
The thing.
I will only heal myself, says Locke. Okay. At that is the end of the Rage Cat's turn. Kay. You did some pretty big damage
Oh wait,
last.
sorry.
Oh yeah.
It has to make another dexterity saving throw.
Oh yeah.
The one that just
Okay.
attacked
For
me.
hitting you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's 14 dex save.
The true tank.
The true tank.
Dex. Let's see here. We got 15 plus 4.
That will again just it's a little closer this time, but it's
Yeah,
like
just-
still like 300 yards away.
It strikes the boat.
Yeah, it strikes
I wanna
bottles.
say that this personal
Mm.
Rage Cat is like your nemesis. Like this is a vendetta between Locke here and this one
Oh, yeah.
that just has a taste for bunny. I guess just really likes bunny.
What can I say? We're delicious. It's a curse of being a handgun.
I was thought they were
Okay.
gonna game me, but no.
Okay, what's up?
Kay is fighting against thoughts of wanting to be in the midst of the fight, but not knowing these people enough to protect them. So she stays back and reaches into a pouch in which she has, like, at all times, she keeps like 10 pebbles. And she pulls one out. And you again see her rear back with the gauntlet, and she launches it with
Nice.
magic stone.
Very cool.
Ooh.
And it comes out probably, I'd say probably about like the speed of an arrow, and goes flying at this thing. But she misses, so.
Yes. I do like the image though of this like super built, like just professional fighter-esque individual is just hanging back, blobbing like whatever projectiles. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's a miss. Is there anything else on your turn?
No, they just stay there.
Okay, Hex.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be real cool. The one that is There's still one alive, right? And it's the one.
You moved your hex to the one that had already been damaged, which is now dead.
Okay, so I moved that hex to the last cat standing.
The last cat.
And I will now shoot my longbow. It is a simple life, but it is mine at level 1.
But it is a good life.
Cool. I do not have advantage, so I just roll it normally. That's a 7.
I was
It's not good.
really
No, you
hoping
guys want to
that-
know why the dice gods are doing this? We have a very clear, very understanding answer here. Because next up is Locke, and Locke has to get revenge on this one. Locke,
Him?
Yeah, it's
this
true.
is your
Already?
mortal
Oh,
enemy.
It's your moment or your moment to die.
You
So
better-
Yeah.
choose whichever.
either way, it's going to be memorable,
You better do 23 HP of damage.
which I cannot and probably will never do. Okay, let's see.
You want me to tell you the tech secret, David? You ready?
I do.
What you do
I
is you hit it, you crit, and then you run
Uh-huh.
away from it, so it reaction attacks you, and your lightning strikes.
And then you're
Yeah,
like,
that would be well.
There
See, the thing
you
is,
go.
see, the thing is, my lightning strike has to happen if I take damage, and I cannot take any more damage.
That's fair. That is fair.
It's like as Locke is just like falling down, he's like, Thor, please. Just- Okay, so what we're gonna try here. Let's see. These are the same amount of damages. Okay, so I think Locke turns to Langston and is like, I didn't know you were a treasure hunter. That's cool. And then
Bleeding out, looking
just-
not great.
blood everywhere. His arm is just like not really hanging on anymore. Takes his he's gonna take the old ore. And I am going to roll an attack with it. And hope to God that oh wait, I actually do have something I can do to get out of here. But I'm gonna roll the attack first.
You got this.
Thanks. That is an 18.
No,
That
So
is an
that-
18, and that hits.
Boom. 8 damage. Well, plus that's 10 damage because I haven't set my thing up right. And then what I'm gonna do. So that was my action. Should have things here. Where is it?
gotta retcon something real quick.
Do it.
Sorry, while you're thinking of your action. Instead, when Kay threw the pebble, she just yelled Bortles. All right.
Bortles.
I thank you for that very
Yep,
important
yep.
retcon.
Super helpful. Thank you.
There's-
So for those of you that may not know, we split our sessions into 2 episodes, one before and after the break. Episode 1, what did we name this one? We named this one Diving In Head First. Episode 2, Bortles.
Episode 2 has to be Now You're Thinking with Bortles. It's just how it has to be.
Oh, mwah, I adore it. Thank you. Hey,
You're
write that
welcome.
down, somebody. It's happening, like 100%. But anyway.
I don't think I can do it. I thought maybe I'll get this later. I thought Herringon had a way they could jump away without provoking opportunity attacks, but I don't think I
You
have.
should have that as just one of their base racial things.
That's what. Yeah, I must. I'm just checking here. As a bonus action, I can jump 10 feet without. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's what's gonna happen.
Oh, yes.
I have a thing called rabbit hop. So I think.
It's such a cute name into like what it actually does.
Yeah. I
rabbit
think
hop.
he uses the momentum of striking this thing to also just kind of throw himself backwards, and he just sort of jumps behind Langston and is like, "Please don't let it kill me. I'm hurt so bad right now."
God,
So
please.
where this elven woman was, who's now standing up on a crate, Locke has like dodged around too and be like, okay, now protect me.
Please.
Beautiful. Langston, you gonna protect your friend that has healed you? Can I use friend
Oh,
now?
yeah.
I won't ask.
Yeah, we're just going for it. So it's at a distance. Yeah, I'm just gonna run up on it.
No, it's like 10 feet away from you, technically.
Yeah. that means I have to get close either way. Actually, you know what? No. If I'm right, the glaive has reach.
Good night, Stick.
Ooh.
I think I also might have just cheated a little bit.
Don't care.
Okay.
You said
Yeah, it
it.
does.
It's happened. It's
Copy
law.
that. Moving forward.
I don't know.
long
You can
stick.
share if you want. I'm not gonna. You know.
No, it's Langston's turn.
Let's do this. No! That's a nat one. That's a nat one.
Oh,
That isn't that
God,
one.
level 1 is a piece. Really.
Level 1 is so hard.
This is good. This
Does
is good.
this GM do anything for Nat 1?
Does this GM? Well, you've asked the
Waffles.
question.
It's
Yeah,
the
actually-
first. It's
What
the
is
first
wrong
one.
with
We
you?
have to establish
do
it
this?
right now.
That is the first nat one.
We didn't talk about this. Ooh, okay. What? I'm like, oh, there's so much stuff. What do you guys like in your games?
I feel like Dimples has to answer this because it's like
Yeah.
That's true.
directly affecting you right
Yeah.
now.
That is very true.
So when I roll, you know, for like crit fumbles or something like that, you know, I might do something like, you know, a stuck weapon or something.
Sure.
I accidentally hit someone else. That sort of thing.
That one doesn't matter right now, actually.
My
That
favorite one
Here.
is my favorite one I like to do, especially when you're running melee, is have the pulled muscle one. Because
Yep.
as I get older and my bones, you know,
Uh-huh.
get
Oh, yeah,
little
when it
thing
just
that's
kinda,
overexerting, and I just
Well-
make people make a concept saving throw.
So weirdly, this time, Langston, you go and you take this glaive, right, and you're like, you wield it back here, you wield it just like real back, right into lock. No, I'm kidding. You
Oh,
do
no.
not.
Hi, y'all.
I will never do that. Here's what we're gonna do for the nat ones and the nat 20s. We reward roleplay. That's what we love. So if at any point it is in your hands, it's not going to be in my hands. If at any point you want to flavor any of your nat ones, any of your nat 20s, we will give flavor bonuses in effect. So I'm not only going to reprimand you, so if you willingly take minus to this or that or whatever, however you want to flavor that thing, we're gonna go with it, and then we're gonna reward you for it one way or the other. So because we like to tell good stories here, so that's what's gonna happen. So you tell me what happens. You don't have to do anything. You're level 1. You're in front of this rat on the docks. There's not much around. Like, you could just miss. Like, that's cool. But if you want to, it's up to you.
Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna roll my favorite thing. I'm gonna roll the pulled muscle one.
Let's go. You pull that muscle.
So I basically when I do this, I roll DC 15 saving throw, and if I fail, I pull the muscle, and essentially until I have a long rest to like let this breathe, then I'm hurting a little bit.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh no.
It's this shoulder right now,
I'll
right?
have
And listen, you guys have been on the
disadvantages.
ship for the last day. You have been traveling for a while. Like, you haven't gotten into a lot of fights necessarily.
We didn't warm up before going out on the
Yeah, you guys
Didn't
need to stretch.
stretch.
Hey guys, stretch.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
We just
remember.
went
Hold
right
on,
into this
cats. I
fight.
need to stretch real quick.
Yeah. Can you stop killing her real quick?
Okay, hold on.
I'm instituting morning party sunrise yoga every morning.
Yes.
Amazing.
Actually, I don't know where saving throws are. How did I
You
miss
see, that's
this?
why I couldn't find the saving throws. But you know what? Just go ahead. If you have just roll a d20, and you know
If you
you're.
click
I
on,
know
if you
what my
click,
modifier is. Oh, I failed.
ooh,
That's a natural 3. All right. So you get that pulled muscle.
So I'll just have
we're gonna
disadvantage
say-
on upper body things.
Okay. Yeah, you want disadvantage, or do you want just like a minus 1, -2, something like that? Up to you. I guess D&D everything is disadvantage, isn't it?
It's
Like
advantages and
disadvantage.
disadvantages.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll just roll disadvantage for stuff.
On
for
upper
now.
body pulled muscles.
upper
I love
body.
it. Okay. So you swing this glaive, and you've been swinging it for a while now. This one rage cat's like keeps just going on, and it's just that notch in your shoulder. It hurts. Okay. Anything else that you do?
No, because I didn't hit, so I can't do anything else.
Got it.
And
Got it.
I'm not in melee range of this thing, so I'm gonna just stand in front of Locke.
Locke.
You're like,
Perfect.
yeah,
Thank you.
I got your back, I think.
You
I hope
do
you don't
see
die.
like the splinter where he kind of basically like dropped instead of a controlled swing of wood on the dock where your glaive hit. But here's what's happening right behind you. The elven woman that is standing up, kind of watching you guys, sees Locke not looking good, sees Langston just miss. You hear her hop down from the crate and just go and like you Locke, you're closest to her. You see her kind of bend down in this like thing and maybe getting some inspiration from Kay, grabs this like bucket that was just there, or this empty like crate cage thing, you know, where you go like fishing with the lobster cage things. Grabs it and just tries to swing it down on towards the remaining rat.
Nice.
Get it,
We're gonna-
stranger.
Come on.
She's like, well, okay, so we're just gonna do an attack. I'll figure it out. Bro. That is a 10 to hit, which is a miss. It's very unfortunate.
Level 1 D&D, we all miss for the next hour.
Love
Yeah.
just misses
Totally.
up and down.
So here's what's gonna happen. I care about mostly damage. So the remaining rage cat is closes the distance to you, Langston, because you are in front, and is going to go ahead and attack you. I'm gonna roll a d6 first. Hold on.
Come on, not a 6.
Nope, another 1. Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Excellent.
That's what we like to hear.
Go ahead and roll 22 to hit. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh no, Langston.
It is a natural 20, but it did roll 2d6 and it got a 1 on one and it got a 3 on the other for 4 damage.
Oh, there we go.
God.
Go.
Not bad.
The dice
I-
giveth
I
and
can
they
live with
take it
that.
away.
You can. So with 4 damage, this rage cat snarls and puts up its last fighting stand. But at this point, we have Kay, then Hex, then Locke, then Langston, all going back to back to back to back. So each of you tell me one thing that you do as you together beat this last rage cat down.
Nice.
We'll start with you, Kay, as my baby girl Nyx is on you.
Kay six this dog on the cat. No.
Nyx, get him!
I would say Kay probably seeing like things start to be in dire straits at this point. Like what my next move would have been to pick up another debris object, maybe an ore or something, and throw it, casting catapult basically again. So let's say she picks up an ore and basically like javelin chucks it at this. At
Perfect.
This cat.
Kay picks up this ore, javelins it towards the rage cat. Hex, what do you do?
Hex is just trying to get a better shot, and she's like, it's moving.
Another.
And so she goes running down to the bottom of the thing and tries to line it up down the center of the
Perfect.
gangway.
More steady ground. Let's do
Yeah.
a different angle. Let's get it this time a little bit closer. Locke, what do you do?
Locke starts. He gets real scared, just crouching down behind his two new friends, an inch away from death's door, and he starts to offer up a prayer to his god, and he's just hoping that the lightning strike will hit correct this time. And I'll basically that's flavor for Sacred Flame.
Okay, beautiful. And then Langston, what do you do?
Langston, realizing that, kind of pulls something in his back. He's like, oh, shit. And instead of like,
You hear Ida
you
kind
know,
of like grumble, like not happy that you got hurt.
stabbing with the weapon, he just drops it and then just yeet kicks the cat with the
Okay.
boot.
Amazing.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what goes down. Kay, you smack it upside, just its full side with this ore. As Hex, you line up that shot and you get it straight. It stays still for just a moment as it gets smacked by this ore. You pierce it straight through its neck. Locke, you send out this searing sacred flame, which lights up probably whatever last life was in it, sears it, and as you watch the light fade from its eyes, Langston, you punt it off the docks entirely, and it
Yes.
lands in a splash in the water.
Fantastic.
We're all alive. We did it.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. As the last seeming threat from around, you kind of look around for a second. There's still a bit of a cacophony as people were affected by this, but you don't see any more immediate threats. I will take this one Rage Cat off of the initiative order, even though we're out of
It
initiative.
haunts us.
It pokes up from behind the water, going, I'll get you later, meow, and leaves. Somehow still alive. But no. So this woman who has stepped down from her crate and kind of looks you over. And then Kay and Hex, you're able to close the distance as well as you kind of check for any more threats as you all kind of gather at the ends of this dock. She introduces herself as Mayfair. What do you guys think of that pronunciation? I pulled it up. I didn't. I made it up. All right. So Mayfair, she says, thank you. Around here, very few fight with such fearless might. Most of the citizens are businessmen or cheats, but take to their beds when any real danger draws near. My name is Mayfair of Henda. If you will allow me, I would like to introduce you to a leader in my order.
Does just asking for a friend. Wipes blood out of his eyes. Does this leader have any healing potions or anything?
Hold please.
you try to say it's fine. Contestant.
I don't know. Let's find out. Maybe she does. Who am I to say?
See,
Actually,
what
hey.
happened was-
It's all good at the day.
You tell me, Dimples.
I'm not even looking at
Listen, I'm trying to. Hold on. Let's find out.
I love the idea that you're wiping blood out of your eyes and.
Hey, wait, no. Mayfair has cure wounds as one of her spells.
My girl. My
Great.
girl.
We'll
Come
love
on.
that.
Beautiful. Knowing this intuitively, as this GM was totally aware, Mayfair sees you and she goes, "Oh, of course." As she does just that.
Nice.
Let's see. I love like, because I haven't made a character on here, so this is my enjoyment of getting to like run around and see what she has. Cast Cure Wounds. Cast 4 healing.
Nice. Just a little bit. Just a little bit off the top.
Thank you so much.
And then
So-
kind of touches your arm and follows it up with healing word. Why not, right?
Nice.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Move it up.
Well,
Move large.
Great, we did it. An additional 3, please.
hey, I'll take it. Thank you so
So
much.
as this healing is going on, I almost said Nox, which is a different character entirely.
And our artist.
Like, I was like, God, who am I? Sometimes that happens when you're playing D&D.
Yeah.
Hex is kneeling next to one of the cats and takes out a vial and tries to get some of that resin.
Yes.
And it's like mixed with blood, and she like holds it up and she looks at it. She says, "Blood in, blood out. It's just like I said earlier."
It's true, just like you said.
Yeah.
Come, easy go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is exactly what you said.
As a little bit of the healing goes through Locke, he stands up, brushes off his tail, points his ears a little straighter, and turns to Langston and says, "You fight with the ferocity of many. Thank you for diving into that with me. That not a lot of I've met a lot of folks, and not a lot of people would do that straight away. So thank you."
Yeah, well, you can't become a hero if you don't do heroic things.
That needs to be a T-shirt. We have T-shirts in this.
A little street urchin who like overhears this, like grabs this spare bit of like sailcloth and it's like sketches something out and then like runs off into the distance. Like, good idea.
Kay's walking up at this point and says, "You can't become a hero if you're dead either."
Well, that's what I'm here for. I know
See, that means you haven't done a good job of creating a good legacy. You can be a dead hero.
Boom. Boom.
I would sort of rather be a living one though. Like just
absolutely.
like
For sure.
preference.
100%.
As you guys are discussing this,
100.
another woman approaches. This woman comes forward with flowing dark hair, wears a crimson cloak, and as she approaches,
Portals?
Is that you? You look amazing.
while she speaks softly, this is not.
I'm so sorry.
The
Sister
break
Bortles?
is wonderful.
Sister Portal.
No, I
Portalina?
cousin.
Sorry,
I need to know who this hot lady is. Let's let it happen.
It is indeed Bordalina. No, while she speaks softly, with a poetic lilt, you see that she carries herself with remarkable boldness. I am Fawn Lee, from the Order of Indos, she says. As an order, we seek knowledge and truth, but I seek something different. From the inside pocket of her cloak, she pulls out a business card made of paper and holds it out to anyone that wants to take it.
Kay reaches for it really quickly.
Perfect.
Hopefully she's
Sorry,
seeking
what
me.
did you say their name was?
Fawn Lee. With a tinge of desperation in her voice, she firmly states, I need someone profoundly brave. Hey guys, passive perception's a thing here. What's your passive perception scores?
1,000,000.
Mine's 8.
Cool.
Mine is.
I think it's
12.
10 plus or it's 10 plus or minus your perception.
What's
Right?
your mod?
It's 16 for Locke. I have an 8 in passive investigation.
I am at a 12 in passive perception.
Nice.
Yeah, 12.
Okay. And Hex.
Oh, 12. Sorry.
Cool.
I was trying to spell Fawn Lee's name correctly in my notes.
I posted in Discord.
I know,
I had
I
a picture
saw.
of her.
Oh,
I saw.
Look
I
at
was
her.
there.
I love it. Oh yeah,
man,
actually.
she hot as hell though.
I'm like, I
Bradley.
hope she's looking for me.
I was like, she could get it.
I am quite heroic, and this business card is beautiful.
I'm trying to see like
Also,
if
I
have
love that
character handouts or
Kay is
something.
like hot for. Kay seems to be hot for. What am I trying to say? God, say something. Say something better than this. Everything is crumbling around me.
No,
Kay's
say it.
clearly fawning over her.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, and say a word. God.
You got it. You got it.
Networking. Hot for
Networking.
networking.
There it is.
Hot for
Jesus,
networking.
I'm so sorry.
No, that was okay. So Locke, you have a passive perception score.
See,
So you do notice, in like the corner of your eye, that there are a couple people in the crowd, that seem to be paying attention to this combo. You see them kind of maybe focused a little bit more on you guys.
I think he wouldn't say anything, but I think he would try to actively remember who those people might be, if that, whatever
Sure.
that would entail.
So as you guys are there gathering yourselves, and you take a look at this business card, which has her name and where to find her. You're collecting yourselves, you have all your things, and she's out there, she's standing there telling you, I need someone profoundly brave, when suddenly a small explosion at your feet, at Fawn's feet, fills the immediate vicinity with like thick choking smoke. And there's like a sounds of struggle through this smoke, and you suddenly hear Fawn's like blood-curdling scream as she cries out, "Thief! They stole my book! And then as the smoke begins to clear and Mayfair surveys the area trying to find who did this, Fawn spins around to you and she's like, please, if that book falls in the wrong hands, it could mean death for us all. And you see panic absolutely spread across her face and her eyes start welling up with tears. I'll give whatever I can if you can retrieve it.
Yeah, books.
Yeah,
We're
takes
good.
Yeah, already running.
And
We're
as
on
the
it.
smoke
Say less.
clears and you see 3 cloaked figures flee the scene in 3 different directions.
Oh,
Oh, no.
no.
We'll find out what happens next week.
Boom,
Ah, so good.
Yeah.
Holy crap, we
Well
did it.
done, everybody. Oh my
Bam,
goodness
bam, bam.
gracious.
I'm scared.
This has brought us to the conclusion of our very first episode of Siren's Call. Woo! You guys are amazing. First of all, a huge thank you to each and every one of you. Anne, Amir, David, Waffles, you guys have been amazing players. As a GM, which is my first time playing, GMing 2 groups at the same time, I am loving to see like the differences between groups, the different dynamics that happen, like how much do you have to fill space, how do you take the role play. It's so amazing to see, and I cannot wait to see more of it. And speaking of more of it, so Siren's Call, this show is going to be bi-weekly on Fridays. This is the on week, this is the correct week, this is when we will usually play. However, we can't leave you guys hanging for so long after episode 1. Come on, we're better.
The
than that.
pilot
We're nicer than that. So we will be back next week. This coming Friday. Let's pull up a date. This coming Friday, the 17th, we will be
17th.
back with another episode of Siren's Call.